Hangman's moonsaults are always pog. The fake out Super Honor was sick. Don't know how I feel about Taz on commentary with like these sorts of things. Like, I get the idea of it, but I like what he's trying to do, where he's trying to like still kind of sell the match, but I feel it's just weird with him being there when he's supposed. It's kind of like Don Callis, but we'll get there later on. Yo, what the fuck was with that one-armed neck breaker? Where the fuck was that when I was wrestling? That would have been sick to use. Superplex onto the ramp was sick. Paige bounced like a ball, and I popped. F5 from the top. What the fuck? Once again, fuck Cage is a beast. I agree with DJ when Juicy Boy, when I see that too many kickouts, too many false finishes. I feel like that top rope F5 would have been like a great way to finish the match, but at the very end, Taz's son of a bitch had me in fucking tears as soon as like the match finished.
Yeah, that was so good.
And he was like, "Son of a bitch!" It was so fucking funny. But yeah, no, this was cool. Like, I feel like this was a very hard hitting, great entrance to, I mean, the first show back with an audience, right? It was just hard hitting, nonstop, just all action, balls to the wall. And I'm kind of glad that Paige got the win. But yeah, Cage looked awesome out there. But yeah, that's me.
Very nice, very nice. And also under 2 minutes, guys. I didn't even tell you the time limit, and you guys are doing it. So good, guys.
Very good. It's keeping
guys, we're on a hot streak.
keeping us moving. I like it.
Yeah. All right.
Homie.
Next in the chain, California.
Just great to see a full crowd again. I know with WrestleMania there was a crowd, but the lighting wasn't exactly showing everything. You knew that there were a lot of cardboard cutouts in the crowd for WrestleMania. So good to see a full crowd in the house. And at first I thought to myself, I'm not sure about the setup, but it grew on me as the show went on. You know how it was all laid out quite oddly. From what I've gathered, it was to play off how South Park did it when they had that wrestling episode. And first thing, I would have liked to have seen a hype video just recapping why these two were facing one another. That's just me. I just like to, because, I don't watch the show every week, so I would have liked to have known what the issue was between the two of them. And from the outset, I'm excited that this is the first match because I like both of them. I'm a fan of both of them. I've only seen one Hangman Page match, and that was against Matt Hardy at Revolution, which was the best match on that show as far as I'm concerned. Wasn't really too chuffed with the background having the hard cam with the behind it, but it didn't matter as the show went on because it got dark. I love that Taz was on commentary and he called Tony Schiavone Tone.
Yeah, man, that was it.
That really popped me because being a Sopranos fan. I would say AEW's commentary team is the best in wrestling right now.
Okay.
Great near fall with the Hurricane Rana out of the power bomb. I liked it. Suplex on the ramp was sick. Cage going for the buckshot, but like kind of stumbling upon his landing. It made sense. It was realistic, even if it was an actual botch. It's realistic because a guy like that trying it for the first time shouldn't necessarily pull it off perfectly. I like the near falls. It was good. It was a great finish and a great match. I was pumped. I thought Taz did good on commentary. Obviously, Brian Cage didn't want anyone from Team Taz at ringside, so it makes sense that Taz would pop on commentary, I suppose, and help tell the story. And yes, the final thing I want to say was it told the story perfectly of Cage not really being ready to go at it without his coach at ringside and without Team Taz at ringside, but also not wanting that help to prove that he could do it himself. So I kind of like where it's showing where Brian Cage is in his career. I don't think it's time for him to turn babyface. I think there's more left in the tank with it. But, maybe they're going to do a slow turn at some point. And that's all I have to say. Great start to the show.
Very nice, Carl. Unfortunately, overtime, but that's pulling a just singling him out. I don't even know why I'm bothering mentioning it every time.
Money. Fuck.
Yeah, fair enough, bro. Fair enough. No, good points there. Absolutely.
Yes, dude.
Yeah,
Wait till I
very.
get to the Cody match, bro.
Oh, dude, dude, very nice.
Yeah, put it to
Um,
10 minutes instead of 2.
Jack Savage, you're up.
Can I just request that we just start just on future graphics, we just run with Mr. 55? We can call myself Mr. 55, Jack Savage.
Okay, well you get
Um,
one. You get one and one alone. Even though I change it every single time I'm hosting. So
Exactly. Like, if we're going to stick with one, let's stick with Mr. 55. Look, I'm going to have to really just piggyback what everyone else just said. Everyone sort of just covered my points as well. The only thing I can really add on to it was Brian's Cage entrance attire looked kind of silly to me. I don't know, it just looks really weird, but hey, whatever. It worked for him because he's a fucking machine, and I saw what they were trying to go for there. Yeah, as Alex mentioned, the superplex onto the ramp was fucking just nuts. It was brutal.
Yeah.
As everyone else said, it was like probably the best opening match you could have got at the time. The daylight really added to the atmosphere. This is sort of the point of the show where I was like, already I was thinking, okay, this has that big show sort of feeling. But I went into this show feeling like, whatever, another AEW pay-per-view, very low expectations. So this sort of put me in a good mood to start things off. The finish would have been great if Brian Cage didn't look like he was just walking right into it, into the buckshot lariat. That kind of looked a bit silly to me. But other than that, it's just sort of a nitpick. Hook is infuriating to look at. And that's all I've got to really say about it. Good match for an opener. No, happy with it.
an unexpected shot at the son of Taz.
I don't know why. Like, he's just.
Is it because he's
I
the
don't
son
know.
of
Nah,
Taz and
he's-
he's got
you're-
the hair? Is that what pisses
I don't
you
know
off
what it
about
is,
it?
man. I don't know what it is.
Is it just it's too much of a stark contrast? Get it? Stark.
It's weird, man.
Shut the fuck up.
That's fair, dude.
Let's go to the next match.
No, excuse me. I've still got to talk, you prick.
I didn't want to hear your opinion.
That's fair enough. No, look, I mean, everyone's already
God.
said what I was
Already
going to
gone
say.
over the time
anyway.
limit, Luke.
No, I haven't, mate. I've got the timer right here.
30 seconds.
Um,
30 seconds.
Here's what I think. I think it was a great way of opening the card. Obviously, as everyone said, it's probably the hottest match you could have opened up with. Good back and forth pace. Cage is literally a machine. He's fucking insanely strong, insanely quick. There were way too many false finishes though. I would have rather they're not, because it was so fast paced, high octane, all that kind of stuff. Minimal pinfalls, or at least attempts, should be trying to occur at this point. If they're going this fast and this hard at it, they shouldn't. It's either going to be really quick 1 or 2 counts, not 2.9s, because this thing is going to be the hot opener. It's going to be quick. It's going to be fast. It's going to get you into the rest of the card. If it's already dragging on like it's a main event match, a bit of an issue. But otherwise, really, really good match. And as Jack said, got me insanely excited for a pay-per-view that I didn't think I was going to be very excited for. And already I was intrigued. And then the next match happened. So let's get into that instead.
I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah.
gonna break the time limit on that one. I think I'll do my best.
Will you? I don't think you will. I don't think you've got it in you to do your best. But
Let's find out.
okay. To start off the conversation about the AEW.
My guess is it's gonna be Jack Savage. I bet you.
To start off the conversation about the AEW Tag Team Championship match, Moxley and Kingston versus the Young Bucks. It's going to be.
The Young Cocks.
That's my joke.
Oh,
would you
that's
look at
right.
that?
Yes!
Oh,
Would you look
We
at
should
that?
start putting money
Yeah.
on this, boys. Wait, we should start doing predictions for this.
You
Start
can
doing
only-
predictions
You
for
can only
this.
do 2 predictions.
Oh, I got it right, man.
Very good.
I'm going to the casino this week.
Hannah would have opened the card with Moxley and Kingston. Very interesting.
I was expecting this match to open because the Young Cocks love to open their shows. So yeah, the Young Bucks defeated John Moxley and Eddie Kingston for the AEW World Championship. Tell me when I last gave a fuck.
Oh, wow.
This promo, the opening promo, like not the opening promo, the pre-match promo sucked. Just anything the Young Bucks did, I hated it. The use of this is reading off my notes. The use of insider wrestling terminology in promos is a serious problem in this company when they kept calling each other marks. And as I typed that, John Moxley's shirt says Mark on it. The theme song that Mox is using is Pure. I don't know if has he used it before? Has he been using that for ages?
He used the legit version of Wild Thing. And then on this one, he used the Major League version, as obviously Gabba's just said in the comments.
Right. Okay.
So it's a cover.
No,
this
I,
time.
I actually really loved their Mox and Kingston's entrance. They got a great reaction, and the atmosphere felt great. Still hate the Bucks, hate them all when they even walk out. I'll never be able to take them seriously ever. See, like ever. I was a little confused at the start if it was a street fight or a regular tag match with all the brawling and stuff like that. It was a great little, it was sort of a great way to open it all, though, and I would expect nothing less from Moxley and Kingston. It sort of puts them over more as the brawlers of AEW and the guys that sort of don't give a shit. I know that's kind of what they're going for. Eddie Kingston was delivering chops in the corner, and Excalibur has the need to stay there. Kenta Kobashi-like chops. Like, they were just normal chops. I didn't understand it. Like, were they any different? Or was he just trying to fucking show his wrestling fucking knowledge again? I love that AEW embraced blood. I love that we got blood multiple times during the show. I'll never get sick of blood, especially with how long we've gone without blood in WWE. And not gonna lie, as much as I did rip on the Bucks, like this was probably the best Bucks match I've seen personally, but it did drag on a little too far though. But that's all I got to say. It was good. It was all right. I didn't think the Bucks were gonna win though.
Oh, fair enough. I've decided not to go down the route of following the chain, just simply because I'm always going to be going last, and that just doesn't make any sense. So we're going to do another randomizer to see who goes next. I bet it says, "Oh wow, Juicy Boy."
Juicy boy.
Yeah.
So, so look, I mean, this match wasn't perfect. But the main thing that I noticed was it seemed like the Bucks were, in efforts to be more heelish, it seemed like they were deliberately kind of at least spacing out all of their crazy stuff a bit more, and you weren't seeing it as often. And the fact that they were spacing out those spots and those maneuvers combined with the barroom brawl style of Moxley and Kingston, and combined with the fact that those guys are a bit more ground and pound wrestlers, the combination of those two things actually led to the Bucks telling a pretty good story with Moxley and Kingston. It became, almost this battle of toughness, trying to see who can strike the hardest, who can do the most deplorable damage within this tag match. And I liked the fact that I was able to ingest some of this Young Bucks offense, and there was actually a reason behind some of it. I liked the fact that both Kingston and Moxley at different times reversed the Bucks double team moves. I enjoyed the fact that there was some attempt made to actually work on different body parts throughout this match. So, I ended up thinking that this turned into a pretty decent tag team brawl. There was still issues I had with it. I sometimes think that they try to do things with Kingston that he's not really that suited for. I don't really know how to describe it. It's just sometimes watching him move in the ring and being on the receiving end of some of these spots, it's just like, I wish they would just keep it simple with him. Simple, impactful, and, easy to understand. That's what they should do with Kingston all the time. Don't overcomplicate it when it comes to him. And my other big problem with this is that I felt like Jon Moxley really took a back seat in this match, especially to the Bucks. I felt like this was all about the Bucks. Look at our pants, look at our expensive shoes, and it was like good to see him slowing down, but all the same, I didn't really get why the Bucks had to win. I thought that Mox and Kingston should have had a dominating win. I don't really think the Bucks needed a win necessarily to get them any more over or anything like that. So yeah, I'd probably give this, a solid passing grade. There are a few problems here and there. I want to see more of this slower pace from the Bucks in the future.
DJ, have you gone to therapy or something? That was really calm of you. You were complimenting the Young Bucks. You were saying your grievances in a real calm and polite manner. The new Juicy Boy. Very nice.
I've been working on myself, guys.
Wait till we get to the Cody match.
Oh, God. I was doing another spin. No, just listen to him, dude. I'm not going to listen to
Bro,
him.
come on, dude.
They really want
Oh,
Juicy
for
Boy.
fuck's sake.
Encore.
I'll
Encore.
just go.
I don't.
Encore.
Uh,
Goes the other guy that's done it.
Fuck you, Luke.
Amazing.
Fuck you.
Amazing. There we go. Like,
There we
come
go.
on.
The fuck's sake, cunt.
I put in like 5
Luke.
of each of us just so that way it looks like more names are spinning.
Oh,
Local boy, you're up.
yeah, sweet. I got like super excited for this match at the very beginning because of the crowd. Like the crowd really like added so much atmosphere to it. I have to agree with the opening package like for this match. Is this feud about shoes? Is that like what this match is about? They stole the fucking. Is that literally what this like? That's what it felt like to me. Like there wasn't really too much about it, like that I got from that opening. I personally think that Wild Thing doesn't suit Moxley. Maybe that's just me, but like I personally
I
don't
agree.
think that it suits him.
I agree.
Like I feel like it's too much of like I get that like outlawish kind of like character he's got, but I just feel like it
Yeah.
doesn't really suit him.
It's too peppy, bro. It's too
Yeah,
peppy.
100%. I liked his theme that he had with AEW because it was, in all honesty, I kind of liked what he had with WWE, and it was very reminiscent with his AEW theme. I think he should have kind of stuck with it, but hey, whatever. Moxley nearly killed a guy with a chair or whatever the fuck he threw, like in the crowd when he first came out. That was sick. Whatever. Moxley with his dick in that girl's face, wicked, cool. I do have to say, like the Young Bucks like attire for all these kinds of things, like I dig it. It makes me pop. I think it looks really cool.
I wish I had those pants.
Yeah. I think there was a spot where I have to agree with. I think Carl, you said that like, wait, who started this? Was it Carl or Jack? I
Jack.
think it was Jack.
I started it.
Jack. Sorry, Jack. You said that it was like you didn't know if it was a street fight or something like that. Like I put in here, what the fuck is going on? Because I was just confused. Brandon Cutler is a fucking dweeb. I've put down. Cool.
Alex Marvez is still more of a dweeb.
He sure fucking is. Kingston and Moxley look a little sloppy as a tag team, but I feel that kind of adds to their to the team. I kind of like that. Like you saying, Juicy, they are those kind of like brawlers, like you'd find in a pub and you start like a fight, and that kind of adds to them. Had no like I didn't really understand why Kazarian was there. I get the whole like SCU thing, but I don't know why Kazarian is getting involved in that sort of thing, but whatever. I don't get also why Moxley has to bleed in pretty much every single match he's in. Like, but whatever. Bucks always look good together. Like I feel like they just look smooth, and all their like tag team combo things that they do always look good. I feel like they're a bit too over the top with their showmanship, but they are really good as heels, and I'm glad they're finally there. This match kind of felt to me like more of a comedy match. Not a comedy match, sorry, but like it felt like a crowd pleaser. It felt like there was a big crowd, and this match was literally there just to be like, fuck yeah, like audience, let's do it, let's go for it. The sleeper spot that turned into the 450 was supposed to be like a more bang for your buck spot. I think that was really, really cool. I feel like once again there was a couple of like false finishes, but I feel like every single Bucks tag team match has false finishes in it that just go on for way, way too long. But yeah, like I get that Moxley and Kingston didn't win the tag titles. Like I feel like they're going with this whole like everyone in this like elite club now has the gold. I feel like they're going to keep going with that for a while. But yeah, I think it was a decent match, but it just felt like a crowd pleaser more than anything.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah, that's them facts.
Yeah.
That's the fact, baby.
Who's gonna go next though? Nah, I'm doing it. Fuck it.
I hate you, dude.
I hate you, Juicy Boy. You've conned the computer.
No, you.
No, me. It's not my fault, dude. I told you. All my responsibility is on the CPU.
Hurry the fuck up.
The timer's got the
2
timer's
minutes,
on, bro.
bitch.
No, I've literally left you guys all to go to 4 minutes on those ones. Here's the thing. I absolutely hated this match. I absolutely hated it. But that's not necessarily... Oh, no, it is necessarily on the competitors. I just can't stand this style of AEW tag team match. I've said it on every single review we've done. I've said it on every single stream that we've talked about this on. they claim that the Young Bucks are the best tag team in the world, but you can't be the best tag team in the world if you're not wrestling by standard tag team practices. And none of this match had any of those standard practices in it. It was all over the place. People were confused if it was a street fight or a tag team match. And whilst obviously Local Boy's explanation of a crowd pleasing match is absolutely valid in this situation, because that's what this match was for, was to get the crowd up and at him, and then therefore just reacting to the fun stuff happening in the match. I'm not discrediting that. I'm sure the fans and live attendants had fun with it. That's all good. But it's just too chaotic all the time. When the officials aren't getting in to stop anything, that's just, there needs to be a pace. There needs to be tag ropes, for God's sake. There just needs to be some sort of order in a tag match to say who's legal, who's not, what is legal, what's not legal. If you can just do any of this kind of stuff in a tag team match, then why is not like everyone in the tag division trying to get the championship? Because you just get away with so much more shit and win titles easier. So if you can, and we'll get into it later when we talk about the Sting, Darby Allin, Paige and Scorpio Sky match then, because there was a stark difference. There was a huge difference in these tag matches here. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't like it, but I'm sure it was enjoyable for other people. So, Carl, you're up.
Rightio. I liked the hype video up until the point where they made it about the sneakers. I was like, come on, man, there's got to be some more depth to it than this. Wild Thing is a sick song, and I actually got really pumped up for Moxley's entrance with Kingston. And like, you know, like I felt for the first time like, okay, like something's about to happen that I'm gonna like. That's how I felt when Moxley was coming out. I just felt pumped. And I know I mentioned this last night, but all that was going through my head was, please, for the love of God, at the end of this match, you know, they need to think of a way to get Moxley away from the Young Bucks and Omega for a while. I just kept thinking to myself, please, for the love of God, I want Nick Gage to show up and attack Moxley. I think that would have been something different, and you know, the AEW fans would have someone that's a heel that they can actually boo because they probably won't like him. But I think Nick Gage in AEW would be something that no one would have seen coming. And if, you know, Tony Khan wants to keep talking about the forbidden door, then that's one that you should open up, bro. Take advantage of that shit from Dark Side of the Ring. At the beginning with the big brawl, Matt Jackson with his fucking facial expressions when he's selling, good God. Just hokey as shit. Great to have Don on commentary. Love him on commentary. He's always really good. Moxley smashing that beer, you know, drinking that beer and smashing on his head, a la Sandman. That popped me, and it made me think for a split second AEW could make wrestling fun again. I actually thought that. And then it felt more fun because Cutler took that fucking move, and I wrote down, suck shit, Cutler, you fucking beanpole.
Wow. Beanpole.
Look, I know that the Young Bucks made fun of the Shield during this, and that makes so much sense. But there was a point where Matt Jackson was doing the Savage and Warrior and Hogan. And when he done the Hogan and he slammed him and he went off the ropes to do the big leg, I was thinking to myself, Matt, what are you fucking doing? I get that maybe you're just trying to get heel heat or whatever and annoy the fans with those kind of antics, but this is not the time or place for that kind of shit. Maybe in a build-up match where you're building up to this, if you want to make fun of people, fine. But this is a serious fucking situation with the tag titles. I just don't think it made any sense to the psychology of the match whatsoever to bring up doing a fucking Hogan impression. I just did not understand that whatsoever, and it made me think, you look like Marks when you do that. Don't do that stuff. Just focus on having a fucking great match here. Then there was the moment where Gallows and Anderson showed up, and I think Tony Schiavone said, Carl has seen enough. And I said to myself, I'm almost there, bro. I'm almost there. The Young Bucks, they come across so weak sometimes, just with their punches and shit. After Eddie got a hot tag, and then he got cut off for some more heat, it kind of slumped the match a bit. And then I started thinking, fuck, it's gone long already. And as I thought that, the crowd chanted "Fight Forever." And as they were chanting that, I wrote, they've already gone longer than that. Um, I don't know which Jackson it was. I think it was Nick. Don't lock in a sharpshooter if you don't know how to do it properly, especially if Sting's going to be fucking performing in a few matches time. Just do a Boston. No, you got Jericho. Do a Texas Cloverleaf. Do a different move. Don't do a move that the guy's going to be using in a few matches time, where he's going to show you how to actually put it in. So near the end, I was thinking it's getting messy. Nope, this is too many near falls. And I'm surprised no one mentioned it, but the finish was so fucking anticlimactic. The BTE trigger is a fucking shit move, man. I don't care. There is nothing to that. That was so weird looking, that move. It was shit. And they hit it 4 times, and then the match is over. And I'm like, where's the suspense? Where's the drama of that? There was no suspense. There was no drama. They just did it 4 times, and now Moxley's done for. I just thought it was anticlimactic, and I was just very disappointed in the match. It went way too long, and for it to finish in that manner was just very, yeah. It took the air out of it for me. Like, here we go. I love the first match. I love Moxley's entrance. I love the brawl at the beginning, but then something has to happen that takes it away from me. And yeah, once again, I really wish Nick Gage attacked Moxley after the match, with the Young Bucks looking at him being like, "Oh shit, let's get the fuck out of here." I think that would have been funny. But yeah, that's it. That's my thoughts.
Thank you very much for
Thanks for the bits,
Wilfred
Jamie.
for the bits, as per usual.
Yeah.
In the wrong place, obviously, but
Fuck.
been getting rave reviews from the chat there after your performance there, Carl.
Oh, thank
Alright
you.
then,
Let's
man.
have a look. Yes, thank you, Hannah. Appreciate that.
Yes, amazing
Very
stuff.
astute points.
Well, guys, now we move on, and
Always
everyone's
astute, isn't it?
available for this one again. We're talking about the Casino Battle Royal.
Oh, God,
Oh, I'm feeling lucky. It's going to be Jack
Yeah.
Savage.
it's gonna be
Juicy
juicy
on
I
Red
bet
again.
it's
baby.
local boy. I
Yeah,
bet
it's gonna be
local boy.
juicy.
It'll be juicy again.
Oh, don't do juicy
Well,
again. I
hey,
can't see the name
well,
again. I cannot see the name again.
Hurry up! Oh, for fuck's sake.
I hate this. This was such a good fucking idea, but I hate this.
That's 2 out of 2 in a
Alright.
row for me, bro. That's 2 in a row.
All right, so the concept of this entire battle royal and the entire thing with the different suits of cards is fucking stupid. You got a bunch of people categorized. These bunch of people are under one suit. This bunch of people are under another suit. When a new suit gets called every 3 minutes, those people come out and they get their own little individual entrances if they're single stars, and if they're a tag team, they come out together. You know, I just found myself the whole time going, fuck, there's not enough time to kind of digest who all these people are. I'm seeing a couple of names here and there that stick out, like Max Caster, Christian, Matt Hardy, you know, Powerhouse Hobbs, a few different people like that. But for the most part, there is just person after person that's coming in and not really being given even a proper moment to shine. And then before you even notice it, they've been tossed to the outside, kind of in the background or whatever. You know, they did some good work in the Casino Battle Royal. They did some good work in the Casino Battle Royal with, obviously, Jungle Boy, with 10 from the Dark Order. I thought Christian performed extremely well also for a veteran, but there was just too many, like, Cabana got eliminated basically out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, Leo Rush was the Joker, which I'm sure you guys will have something to say about. I was kind of like, all right, this is sick. This guy fits into AEW really well. This is the kind of person they should be signing, someone that's got charisma, but also tremendous ability in the ring to go high octane. And then, yeah, they gave him a couple of decent little spots, and then they tossed him out unceremoniously like he was nothing. Then there was just this huge plotting period in the match where fuck all was happening, and I basically didn't even realize Christian was still in the match for a period of time. Then towards the end, it started to be him, Ken from the Dark Order, Jungle Boy, and I think maybe it was, I can't remember who the fourth person in there is, someone will have to add that for me. But that's when it started heating up. The drama surrounding can Jungle Boy get these guys? Yeah, there you go. The drama, can Matt Hardy overcome these heels? that was really good. Christian and Matt Hardy, Christian especially did a great job as this veteran that's kind of, showing this young kid a thing or two in the ring. So the ending part of it was good, but the layout of the rules and the pacing of this thing overall, it was a complete miss for me. I just think there were so many wasted opportunities to have a fun little moment back in front of the crowd for the first time in ages with all these characters that they didn't take advantage of. But I was happy that Jungle Boy won. So this was kind of meh for me overall.
Okay. No, that's fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Well, then we move on. Don't worry, I removed
Very
Juicy
astute,
Boy.
DJ.
Local boy,
Pog, it's
local boy to
me.
go next.
All right.
Pog.
Pog, bro, Pog. All right.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with Juicy Boy. Like, okay, so I don't know if any of you guys have seen like older casino battle royales and stuff like that. Like, I think the very first one they did, every time a suit was announced, everyone in that suit would walk down to the ring together.
Yeah.
And I thought that was fucking stupid.
Uh-huh.
But then seeing it this time with everyone just like, I don't know, just it just didn't feel good. And I was like, bring back that. Because at least then there's a bit of like, oh, I can see who's coming to the ring. I know what's happening. Like there was points where like Matt Hardy came out. I didn't even know that I've forgotten their names. The guys the guys
Private
that are
Party.
with Matt Hardy. Yeah, I didn't even know that they were in the match because they were not in like ring gear until they actually jumped in the ring. I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like I thought they were just here as
Yeah,
like
that
an
was weird.
entourage. Yeah. And then they hopped in. I was like, oh, okay, well, fucking, I guess they were part of the suit, whatever. I've always been a fan of like Seidel, like Evan Bourne, Seidel. I've always been a fan of him. As I was writing that, he got eliminated, so fuck you, Seidel. Matt Hardy and Christian got a pretty cool pop, but it was ruined by like an attack. But that's fine. I guess it's building up. Hopefully, it would be kind of cool to see them to have like a bit of like a match later on down the track. I guess. Jungle Boy got a huge ass pop, and I think it's because they've started like giving him a new theme song that's kind of Fandango-esque, where the whole entire crowd gets involved in it. Powerhouse Hobbs is fucking sick, man. I really like Powerhouse Hobbs. I think he's doing really, really good, and I should have given him. I actually think he should have won it, but that's a different story. I was not expecting Leo Rush at all as the Joker, and I think that was really cool. But a lot of the spots that he gave, I felt were super sloppy. And maybe that's like, I know he's been doing stuff with like New Japan and things like that, but I feel maybe it was the adrenaline of a crowd, but like they looked awesome. Like that fucking Poison Rana spot was so cool. But some other stuff was like super sloppy. There was like a cutter or like a stunner that he did to Matt Hardy, and that looked really sloppy. That ending too between Jungle Boy and Christian Cage made me super keen to see Christian Cage with a lot of the younger talent in AEW. I would love to see that as a full match. I'd love to see Christian Cage with like, other young guys later on down the track. I think it's cool that Jungle Boy won. I don't see, because I think the winner of this goes on to a
2
title
weeks.
of any choosing.
No, 2 weeks versus Kenny Omega for the AEW Championship.
Right.
He's
See,
fighting
like
for the big one. All the way up.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think with these sorts of things, it's cool to kind of push forward like I guess a new face or a new talent sort of thing in a sense. But I don't believe like Jungle Boy coming out on top against Omega. I would believe like a powerhouse Hobbs coming out against Omega or something like that. I felt like it was kind of lackluster. Like, but like I love Jungle Boy to bits, but I feel like someone else probably could have benefited with the win. But that's, I guess, that's my opinion on it.
Okay.
Sorry, I've had too many drinks already.
Amazing.
Let's go, baby.
Absolutely incredible. Only 3 names left. Who comes up? Oh, it's Carl.
Oh, don't sound so disappointed.
No, it's just because it stopped and then it just started
Oh,
again.
it's
And then it
Carl.
stopped.
Oh, you want to suck my
Rightio.
Okay.
So we all know how I felt about the tag team Royale at Revolution. Hated it. hated it. And I hated this nearly almost more than anything on the show. There's obviously something else I hated more. I found out QT Marshall wasn't going to be in it because of a wrist injury, and I fist pumped. But when I found out that they were replacing him with someone from the factory, no offense to the guy, I don't know his name, but they should have replaced him with Billy Gunn or something like that. Just someone who would have got a bit of a
Nick
pop.
Camarado.
Not some. Nah, was it him or I thought it was the other guy, the smaller guy in the blue outfit?
Nick Camarado?
Maybe.
That was-
Okay. Well,
No, Solo, or whatever his name is.
thanks.
Thank you for the
Luke
follow,
Oh,
Luke.
thanks for the follow, Lukey
Oh, thank you
Baggers,
so
brother.
much. Thank you so much, Luke.
Xbox.
So what's his name? Solo.
Lukey Bangers cunt. Yeah,
uh,
Solo. It's fucking Bailey's boyfriend, isn't
Yeah,
it?
or X. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just if you're gonna replace him with someone that people might actually care about. First of all, great to see Paul White out there in front of the crowd on his way to be on commentary. I think he did a good job during the match. But his theme song is terribly bland. It should be QT Marshall's theme because it needs to fit the character.
I agree so hard, but go on.
Milk toast.
Christian is sick. The camera work was annoying me. Don't know, people make their entrances. I need a nice close up of the face so I know what the person looks like. There were just some people making an entrance and you just had that wide shot. I have a huge problem with a lot of AEW production stuff, and I hope that it gets ironed out very soon. When Max Caster made his entrance and bagged out everyone in the ring, it made no sense that they wouldn't all jump on him immediately to at least try and eliminate him straight away, even if like Powerhouse Hobbs fucking interrupted that because he wasn't actually picked on during the rap. But it made no sense that everyone else ran off and fought someone else. Psychology, guys, like that's exactly what you would do. You'd all like go and yock him one. So yeah, I also wrote too many eliminations were happening off camera. And then I had another thought. I was just really happy for Paul White, man. Like, I feel so bad for that guy for the last few years, just doing nothing. And it was just nice to hear like the passion in his voice, and he's getting to do something that he wants to do, and he's having fun with it. And it just kind of made my heart hurt a little bit. Like, fuck, the WWE do wrong by people sometimes, and I don't know why they would do wrong by someone like him who'd been there for 20 years. 10, when he hit that power bomb on the stage on one of the private party guys, I thought that's a backyard wrestling power bomb, bro. It just looked like a backyard wrestling power bomb. I thought there's too many nobodies in the match. I hate 10. Dustin selling on his elimination was great. And man, probably the second most annoying thing in the match that really upset me was you had that fucking face off with Matt Hardy and Christian. But all they're fucking worried about is shooting the screen behind of what suit is coming up next for the entrances. You want to get that shot. It's about the shot. You want to see Matt and Christian facing off, but it gets interrupted by the fact that the next entrants are coming out. You needed to see that shot, and they didn't do it. And man, again, AEW production, get your shit together. When Christian and Hobbs, they got knocked to the outside at one point, and they were both gone for the same amount of time, and they came back in at the same time later in the match. Agenting, come on, man. Like, they're both not going to be out there for the exact same amount of time. Make it make more sense. It was a bit of a mess. I wrote Evil Uno can fuck himself. A lot of this, the only psychology I really saw in this thing was if there was a Nightmare Family person in there and someone from the factory in there, they went after each other. Good work, but fuck off. I wrote the match is boring. They needed to add some maybe random legends to it or some people with a name for a pop rather than people from Elevation and Dark. Okay, we came down to the Joker, Leo Rush. For me, massive letdown. I'm like, God, like the last thing we need is like another gymnast guy. And he came out there and he did all these little spots, and the crowd was dead. At this point, the crowd was dead. And he was doing those little spots, and I don't know if it's Private Party's fault or Matt Hardy's fault. The timing was completely off in all these spots, and he had the biggest opportunity there to really do good, and maybe it wasn't his fault. I don't know, but damn, another fucking gymnast. And I wrote that they are setting Christian up to get booed here. They are setting him up to get booed here because it was coming down to Hardy, Private Party, Jungle Boy, and Christian. And obviously, the fans want Jungle Boy to win. I just think that again they're fucking with Christian without realizing that they're fucking with him, as far as I'm concerned, because it kind of reminded me of when they wanted Daniel Bryan at the Royal Rumble that year, and they got Rey Mysterio, and Rey got booed. You know, like could tell that they were going to turn on Christian, and it's not good for him as a babyface, as far as I'm concerned. And look, some of you guys were happy that Jungle Boy won. I wasn't happy that Jungle Boy won because I know he's not going to win the belt. I was pretty angry, and I thought to myself, all the good that I'd seen in the show so far, and now I'm like reverted back to my usual feelings towards AEW. I thought it was embarrassing. It was a great finish. Christian did a great job of making him look good, but I just thought it was embarrassing, especially with the theme song. I don't like the theme song. I don't know why I felt embarrassed watching that. And this is another situation like Scorpio Sky winning that ladder match at Revolution and getting a TNT title shot and losing the shot. Winning these big grand matches like a ladder match or a big Casino Royale, when it's a foregone conclusion that that guy is not going to win the championship, we already know going in he's not going to win it, then to me, there's no point doing it in the first place. You're doing it for the sake of it. If Christian won, you might think maybe he might beat Kenny Omega. You never know. At least there's a chance there. I don't see a chance for Jungle Boy there. And I'm sorry that went a bit long, but I just didn't like it.
Okay, it's okay. You're a bit of a ranter, so that makes sense. It does. Very valid points though. Completely valid points.
100% agree with that last
Yeah.
point, actually. Yeah.
The two names. Sad.
Who's the Mighty Jannetty? There you
No,
go.
no. You're going.
Yeah, someone clip that.
I'm the
Someone clip
host
that.
here. I'm the
On,
host here.
bitch. You
Clip.
got on. You got on. Got
Yep.
on.
There's the Mighty Jannetty. That's it.
Why?
Moving on. No, look, I think that out of all of the Casino Battle Royal matches that they've done, this was the best one. In terms of the way sorry, I should quickly clarify, sorry. And the way that it was actually set up. The setup of the match, I think, was the best way. Now, Local Boy, you said you preferred the everyone coming out at the same time. Okay, who DJ decided he wanted to leave? Very nicely done, bro. Very nicely done, bro. Wax off the entire camera scheme, and he's muted himself, and he's got no clue. No, look, I didn't like the way that however many people in that club came out at the same time. I thought that used to be horrendous. What a terrible idea to get everyone to come out at the same time, and they're just running along to the ring together and stuff like that. I really liked the fact that they had individual entrances. I liked that there was only 5 people in the club coming out at one time. They got their little entrances, they got their little spot, and then the next person would come out and they'd do all that. I thought that was the better way of doing it because it's not so clusterfucked. And then you had Matt Hardy doing the jump at the stage, so it was a clean way of making more than one person come out at the same time. The match itself was a casino battle royal, so what do you expect? Like, it's fine, less botches, which was good. Leo Rush was probably not the best person to have put in the Joker. I don't think it was anybody else's but Leo's fault, and I don't really think it was his either. I think he just went a little bit too fast. He just kind of went a little bit too quick for everyone's ability, because he's young, he's small, he's fast. He jets everywhere. So he's running everywhere, bouncing off things, either running the ropes too quickly at times, or when someone's trying to pull him, he's just going quickly. He nearly missed the bottom rope when he did the seated springboard cutter thing. So he had to readjust again, get Matt Hardy to whip him off again. He slowed down, bounced off, and botched the cutter anyway. So he just went a little bit too quick for himself, I'd say. Otherwise, it was a stock standard Casino Battle Royal match. It was fine. Jungle Boy probably shouldn't have won if we're doing Casino Battle Royals where they mean something. But they're doing Casino Battle Royals more frequently than once a year. We had a Casino Tag Battle Royal a show ago. So these are clearly not going to be staples to specific shows. So if they're going to keep doing it, then every now and again they should have someone that wouldn't usually challenge for a world title in that match, because then it gets over the idea that anyone can win this match and get themselves an opportunity to win the championship. So that's the idea that has always been presented for the Royal Rumble, which is the exact idea that they're now going to do with the Casino Battle Royal. If you've got the Jungle Boy, if Jungle Boy wins one, then who's to say that Marco Stunt can't win one? Which is awful. That's an awful thought. But that should be the way the match is presented. So Jungle Boy winning, a smaller athlete, legitimizes the fact that anyone else can win it. I don't think it was the right person to win it. I thought Christian should have won it. Our simulation thought Powerhouse Hobbs should have won it. But what can you do? What can you do? Jungle Boy is probably one of the most popular stars, so it'd be dumb not to reward him and push him up higher in the card. Overall, what can you expect? What can you expect from the Casino Battle Royal, apart from just an over-the-top rope Battle Royal with timed entrance? That's basically it. That's what you can expect.
It's a filler. It's a filler.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
all it is. Yeah.
Now we're going to go on to the next match without Karlifornia. Oh, I see a shadow.
No, it's Jack's turn to fucking give his fucking.
Yeah, that's right. The Marty Jannetty, of course. I nearly forgot.
Douchebag.
There he is.
Yeah, look, I'll just go fuck myself, hey?
I'll fuck you.
Yeah, look, I wasn't. Oh, go on. I wasn't too happy about the Casino Battle Royale rules being changed again. I was fine with it at Revolution, but it was essentially a tag rumble. Why not just make it a fucking rumble? What's the big deal? I feel like the whole deck of cards thing was very hard to keep track of, but then again, they sort of compensated it for with like the little graphics on the side telling us who's in each thing and whatever. But it's sort of just like, why should I care? The Max Caster elimination was hell weird. Like, I feel like does the ramp count as elimination?
Yeah, apparently it does. Yeah.
Hell weird. I really did not like the rules about the 5 guys coming out per entrant as Alex sort of mentioned earlier, but it was an improvement from the first Double or Nothing Casino Battle Royale. I have watched it since. I know that we spoke about it a few months ago, MonetMaaate. So, and I can confirm, hated the original idea. So this was a little bit of an improvement. But I do hope, like, with a bit more tweaking, they can sort of turn into their own thing. I know they're trying to do something a little different with the whole concept, because the Rumble and the Overtop Battle Royals, they've been done 1,000,001 times. I know that they're trying to do something a little different. Leo Rush as a wild card, as a Joker, I couldn't complain about it. I mean, I don't know who else I was expecting. I was kind of guessing Ryback for some fucking reason. I feel like Leo really needs to slow the fuck down. That's all I have to say. Like, just chill. Because he just everything, like, he just, I don't know. He looks so excited, and I get that, and he was probably pumped with adrenaline, but just chill the fuck out. Chill the fuck out. A lot of his shit just, I don't know. A lot of it didn't connect. Private Party being in the ring for that entire time, I didn't even know they were in the match, by the way, until Alex had mentioned it. Them being in the ring for the entire time ruined the match completely for me. Matt Hardy does not need that kind of help, especially against fucking Jungle Boy. Especially in a battle royale as well. It's Matt Hardy. It's Matt fucking Hardy. This match should have been about Christian personally, like, because after all, he did start the match off. I would have loved for them to tell a story, and then he gets cut off at the end by Jungle Boy. I mean, it's kind of what they told, but I feel like Private Party just fucking got their dirty grub all over it. Dirty grubby hands. If Matt's going to receive so much help like that, he should be winning the fucking thing. I mean, it's big money, Matt.
Well, if I can give you a bit of a backstory before that.
Yeah, maybe I need some context.
Again, no package beforehand or any explanation as to some of this stuff for people that are casual viewers. So basically, Matt Hardy is almost like their agent. So he said he's going to hold 15% of their 30% commission if Matt Hardy doesn't win this match. So basically all to do with money as to why they were so involved in helping Matt Hardy. Because he's big money Matt, dude.
Big money Matt. The last thing is Jungle Boy, like, as Carl said, is going to reiterate his point. We already know he's not winning, so why should I care? Get on Jungle Boy. Like, I'm glad that they've genuinely got like what seems like a homegrown talent to be a star within their audience. I'm happy for AEW that they've managed to achieve that in what feels like a very short time. So good on him. Good on Jungle Boy too. Like, I'm happy for him, but like, he's not going to win the belt, so whatever.
Yeah, I feel if it was for like the TNT, 100%, I'd be like, you know what, Jungle Boy might have a chance, 100%.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with you on that Ryback comment. Like, if Ryback debuted, I actually would believe that, 100% would believe that.
Oh,
You
fucking weird, eh?
imagine.
It would have been it would have been
Ryback
weird, but
versus
like,
Kenny Omega. Are you kidding?
yeah, it would be fucking weird, but like it makes much more sense than like Leo Rush. Is Leo Rush actually going to be a part of it, or is he just like another Forbidden Door New Japan guy?
Who knows? Who knows?
I think
Anyway.
this would have been a perfect opportunity to give Impact Wrestling a chance to have a bit of a rebuttal for the first
That would
time.
be
You know,
good.
they haven't done shit yet. They've had people show up on their show, and the only people who've shown up on the other show have been the ones that have been siding with Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
This would have been a good
Yeah.
opportunity for I don't know who, I can't remember the name of the guy that Kenny beat for the Impact Championship.
Rich Swan.
Rich Swan maybe, or
That would have been
Moose,
sick.
or you know,
Mm.
it would have been interesting anyway. But
Yeah, now you say that, 100% agree.
Guys.
Ooh, what a way to start off. What a way to start off.
Guys, the spinner has
Ah.
been spun. California, take us away while I go get a drink. And I'm devastated that it's going to be for this one, but my mouth is dry as all fucking shit.
Thank God I got AirPods.
Carl, take us away with Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Agogo.
What a name.
wake me up before you a go. One of the first things I was thinking here was, man, AEW really need to get in contact with Jim Johnston. Some of their theme songs are shit, and a lot of theme songs sound very similar, a la what's going on in WWE at some points. You know what I mean? Like the theme songs need to be they're integral to the person's character, as far as I'm concerned. And I think a lot of their theme songs are just bland, and I think that's what I was thinking of with A Go-Go. I thought the beginning of the theme song was interesting with the the English tie-in, but the rest of the theme, I was like, man, come on, give me something here. So they need to work out the theme songs ASAP, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, here comes Captain America, everybody. Everyone, look, everyone. I hope the focus group helped you with your outfit, bro. I wonder if the focus group also helped with the ridiculous idea of calling himself the American Dream. I find him calling himself that a fucking joke. You don't need to hang your hat on your dad so much, dude. You don't, okay? And Dustin was already the American Nightmare in WCW. People might not remember that because it was the year 2000. But, God, think of something else, Cody. You don't need to hang your fucking hat on it so much. And, deep down, I think to myself, I wonder if Dustin really, thinks that it's a good idea as well. I don't think Cody's the American Dream whatsoever. He doesn't represent what I think the ideals are of the American Dream when you are that fucking self-unaware and tone-deaf. The one thing that popped me in the match, I can't believe QT Marshall got a little pop out of me because he cheap-shotted Cody. I like that. Cody doing the little boxing. Come on, man. A go-go. How many fucking fights? He's lost one fight in how many hundreds that he's had? And then there was one portion of the match where Cody's like, fuck off, man. Good God. But I kept thinking, I feel nothing for this match. I feel nothing. The build-up obviously was so odd to make it about England versus the United States from the 1800s, making it about race, even though Anthony is black. So yeah, Cornette's probably gone on about all that. I started thinking, man, I think Ogogo's a little green here. I don't think he's ready for something like this. And the match just had the air taken out of it. Did you guys notice that the crowd was sitting down, not making a lot of noise for a good portion of this match? Cody locks in the figure four leg lock, and so now I'm thinking maybe he thinks he's a mix of his dad and Ric Flair because he's got Arn Anderson at ringside for him. I don't know. I don't know what Cody's thinking with a lot of this shit, but it's safe to say for me, this was the biggest low point on the show. The crowd weren't going nuts like I bet Cody thought they would. Just sitting down and the anticlimactic finish. What a waste of time. The feud has been a waste of time. He didn't make the guy at all. Now he just looks like another guy that just jobbed to Cody Rhodes. Cody goes to the people after the match like the big hero. He just had a fucking boring as shit match, and he's going to the people, and they're all, they're all applauding, "Yay, Cody, yay!" And they're obviously because they're wrestling fans, and they immediately forget about the fact that what they just saw was a dumpster fire. So when they moved on to the next thing, I said, "Thank fuck, for fuck's sake, let's move on already."
Anything else before you? That's enough from Carl, I reckon. He looks like
What the fuck else is he gonna? What's the next thing he's gonna do?
I can't wait. I can't
wait.
fucking wait.
I can't wait to see what the next feud he comes up with his little focus group. So can't wait.
Look,
Iron Sheik's gonna come back. That's
look,
what it's gonna be.
honestly, if they pull something out of the rabbit hole with this and just turn him heel, then maybe I'll accept all this stuff that he's doing. If this is like some sort of long bullshit thing where they'll eventually turn and it's all explained or something like that, then fair play.
No.
But until then,
I keep hoping that he's working me, dude. I keep hoping he's working all of us. But because I saw someone comment on an article today saying, "When did everyone start hating Cody?" I thought everyone like, and I'm like, dude, have you not been fucking watching
you
everything
lived
he
under a
says, everything that he does, not only on TV but in interviews? Focus groups for a promo that everyone made fun of, and everyone made fun of it, but he said, "Oh no, I had a focus group that said it was great, so it was great." Fuck you, you fucking
like how
kid.
clearly you've got the wrong people in your focus group if the focus group isn't representing the rest of the wrestling community.
Sure, the focus group.
I fucking hate Cody cunt.
Oh man, hilarious,
That cunt,
absolutely
man.
hilarious. But who's
That
gonna?
guy.
Who's
Fuck
gonna
that guy.
local boy?
Or me.
Team AEW now gets a rebuttal.
Oh no! I fucking hated this match. First off, that dog at the very beginning was fucking adorable.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, as much as I hate Cody and everything like that, I would have actually given a shit about this match if it wasn't about England versus America.
Yeah.
If it didn't have that background for it, I would have actually like, if they focused more on the fact that like, because the whole entire story is like QT Marshall versus Cody, right? And if they
Yeah.
would have focused the fact on like, this is QT's guy, and like that's what it was at the beginning, but then it just became like, yeah, but like QT's guy is from England and you're American and fucking America, baby.
And Alex, you must be so conflicted about this because you are from England, but you sound American.
I was in like sweats here. This was bullshit. Yeah, I put what was with the We Love America thing at the beginning, like veterans. Yeah, like fuck off. Fuck a go-go.
That's probably
I
not the
don't
right
care.
word.
Yeah, fuck a go-go. You're not American. I put down. I did say Cody's power slams always like the running power slam thing. They always are clean, but you stole that, so fuck off. There was a point where like they were up in the corner, like on the top, where they were struggling, and a go-go hit like it was like a short jab kind of thing, like this really short thing, and everyone sold it. It's like, oh my god, he landed this big right hand, and like Cody sold it as if he just got like flattened and knocked out. It was I don't know, like I feel
a short jab, wasn't it? It was like that.
Yeah, it was just like a bit.
He didn't rear back and hit him. It was just like
there was nothing. Yeah, it was just a bit. But like I do feel a go-go looked okay in the match, but this was a wank fest. This was 100% a wank fest. And the fact that fucking Cody uses a vertebraker as a fucking finish. What the fuck? When was that? Have I missed something here?
No, you haven't. No, they actually
like.
No.
I had to go through, and I knew in the back of my head I was like, no, like. Dusty never used that. Dustin never used. Like I had to go back and I was like, did anyone in this family use that as like a finisher? No. He just thought, yep, let's use that as a finisher. It's like, yep, let's call this the fucking Great Britain Annihilator or something. I don't fucking know. Some dumb, stupid thing that But it was dumb. Why the fuck did he do like a vertebraker for a finish? Ogogo did a frog splash in the match, which did look pretty prime. It looked pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
But 100% agree with Carl when this is a guy who is like 100+1 in his boxing career, like an Olympic gold
He
medalist.
was like 300 and something and like 181 knockouts or some shit like that.
Yeah. And they're putting him up against Blondie McFuckface, and he's like, it's a tough fight. Come on. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. Like, I don't know why. I actually was hoping that this would have been a squash. I didn't think it was going to be because of all the build up about America, but I just think this is a waste of time. And like, yeah, once again, like you guys said, I'm actually kind of excited to see what Cody does next because I want to see how bad it's going to be. I want to see, which is really bad because it makes me fucking furious. But I'm like, what else can he do? How else can he fuck this company up? But whatever.
I just keep thinking he keeps doing things that that'll be cool. Not thinking about if it makes sense or not. Like, why is he the American Dream, but he's finishing the match with a vertebraker? Why not win with a bionic elbow like Dusty used to?
Exactly. I feel like Cody is too comfortable right now. Like when he debuted as an indie, like when he was in ROH and all that sort of stuff, like I actually cared and I thought he was awesome. But now he's this, like, yeah, he's this big shot and he's just comfortable in the position he's in. He's just been given all this shit, and I'm like, I don't care for you anymore. You're bullshit.
Valid.
Isn't that telling that the
Yeah.
AEW fan is on the same side of the fence as us?
Wow.
Wait till we get to the Omega match.
I'll stop chiming in now. I'll stop being Johnny Sidebar.
Cody Rhodes defeats Anthony Ogogo. Fuck yourself. This match can fuck off, and I don't give a fuck. I didn't watch this match much at all. I hate everything that Cody does. It was no disrespect to Anthony Ogogo. It was just I have no interest in anything that Cody fucking does, anything that Cody says. Cody's existence, I don't care. I am like tuning out on Cody Rhodes completely because it's just infuriating to read and listen to and watch at this point. I can't do it. I can't do it, boys.
Okay.
Do it, Juicy. You're next.
Well, no. Well, we don't know who's next. Thank you. The randomizer.
Oh wait, you're still there as well. Yeah.
Just the two names.
I need Anthony
Yeah.
Ogogo fuck yourself on a shirt.
No, I mean, again, most of these points are mutual. Anthony Ogogo did look green. Cody Rhodes did look shit. No, honestly, that was high up there as one of the worst things I've ever seen AEW come out with. It's high up there. The second I saw Cody Rhodes dodging Anthony Ogogo's swings, I nearly threw my phone at a wall. I'm like, you cannot make me take this seriously. If a professional boxer, a bronze Olympic medalist, a global competition, you're telling me that
Thanks
them
for the
swinging.
Bits, Rabbit.
Thanks for the bits, Rabbit.
Thank you so much for the bits. There they are again. I'm fixing all of these one step at a time. If you're telling me that he can dodge these punches, you can go fuck yourself. I'm not having it. None of this match made any goddamn sense. And as Local Boy said, just build it up as Factory versus Nightmare Factory if you have to. Have a go-go going through doing his fucking liver punches to all of the guys in the academy, finally building up to Cody Rhodes, who he's like, I'm gonna take you out with this one, and then Cody Rhodes can beat him and be like, nah, fuck off, I'll stay around. Easier way of doing this storyline than I'm a nationalist. I love my nation and all that, whatever. Carl.
I just wanted to say this kind of reminds me of like when he had that match with Dustin.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be about them two having this match, but he, for some reason, made it to be about the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
And wanting to kill the Attitude Era. It's like making it about something that has really nothing to do with it. The Attitude Era had ended like nearly 20 years prior. You're just doing things because it thinks it sounds cool.
Yeah.
He's using buzzwords and stuff like that to try and like gain views or ratings and it's just not working.
No, and it's
Yeah.
it's infuriating because then people get overhyped. If it because it does, it clearly works on some people, and you can't deny that it works on some people. But then you go and do
America.
yeah, exactly, and then you deliver when you deliver a match like that, and even they are getting pissed off. Like warning signs, red flags are all around you at this point, Cody. Like, and as where is it? As Bestia said earlier, because Salvatore brought it up. He's literally like Homelander. He is literally like Homelander if you've seen The Boys. It is just awful. He's just awful. Insufferable even. But I'm sure someone's got a better way of putting it. Juicy Boy.
Let's finally get some negative comments for once from Juicy Boy
Yeah,
tonight. Here we
Mr.
go.
Nice Guy over here.
Now, I may be just a simple Southern podcaster, but, sir, I dare say I got a lot to say about this one. No, I mean, America is known for being a land of contrast, and it's interesting that Cody brought all this America shit into this match, because this match was, contrast in a number of ways. It was the contrast between potential and shit. It was the contrast between complete wankery and entertainment. And I think you get the metaphor here. As far as Cody Rhodes' side of this match, the ostentatious entrance attire, the overblown, walkout and entrance as he was coming to the ring, the whole story that was told through this match, Cody dealing with these big body shots from this boxer and oh god, he's in so much trouble and shit like that. It all just felt like a huge fap fest for Cody Rhodes the entire time. Okay, now, you've got this guy, this prime athlete, this Olympic boxer with a fantastic fighting record, and you can tell just by looking at him that he has the hunger of a professional athlete and that, he could be something interesting. Everything Anthony Ogogo did in this match impressed me because I was like, you have to be a good athlete to kind of be that smooth at this point, only a couple of matches in. What he did impressed me, but it was all undercut by all the fucking Cody Rhodes Fap Fest bullshit that went on throughout the match. It was all designed to be, first of all, Anthony Ogogo being such a new talent, you can't use him as this big monster for Cody to overcome when he hasn't even been established as a monster to begin with. He hasn't really got that background. So if you're going to debut Anthony Ogogo for the first time ever in this match like they did, since you haven't got that background of him being this big monster, you've got to show why he's this athletic force to be reckoned with in the ring. They needed to actually put Ogogo over in ring. The stuff that he did was good, but it just felt like he was doing stuff to get between Cody's next spot. It all just felt like the match was built to get Cody over and not to get Anthony Ogogo over. Here's what I saw. I saw a guy in Anthony Ogogo who WWE probably looks at, and he's probably on their short list of people from AEW that they would be interested in looking at. Because he's got potential, the athletic background, all of it. Then on the other side in Cody Rhodes, I saw a guy who thinks that he's a top-level WWE guy who should be main eventing WrestleMania. I don't think that he's there yet. The fact that Cody won this match at all was ridiculous. You're going to hype up a guy like that and, oh, this guy's dangerous, look at all the knockouts he's got, and then you're going to have him lose? And you have him lose to a move that Cody hasn't established, that he hasn't won any other matches with. It's like, oh, okay, so Cody can just whip out any old move from the arsenal and just use it to easily beat this guy. So why the fuck were we supposed to care about this match to begin with? The whole American versus Britain thing didn't work for me at all. It was absolute bullshit. I feel like Cody was trying to personify America and trying to kind of epitomize America. But dude, nobody's buying it, man. I'm the furthest thing from, an American patriot. But I gotta tell you, I don't think any American patriots in the audience are looking to him with his fucking stupid little fucking neck tattoo to fucking lead them and represent their country. This was absolute trash. We saw potentially a great talent basically just have his debut be flitted away, flushed down the toilet, all for the glorification of Cody Rhodes' huge, gargantuan fucking ego. Fuck you, you Billy Idol cosplaying, neck tattooed motherfucker.
Okay. Well,
What?
ego or ego go?
Shut the fuck up.
Just to annoy everyone on that one.
Jax was better.
Well, no, he.
Fuck,
well,
man.
everyone used all the good ones by the time mine came around. So,
Yeah. Well.
no, very, very astute points from Juicy Boy there for sure.
Why is astute the main word?
That's
that
just
brings
the
up-
one
I said it once. I said it once, and then Hannah popped for it, and then she kept saying it, and now we keep saying it every time someone says anything.
I love it. I love it.
It's
Yeah,
a good word to
that-
use.
That was a very astute explanation, pal.
Dude, very astute. Very, very astute.
Very
Yeah,
astute.
that was astute.
Well,
It's
guys,
astute, bro.
it's
I
time.
just had to look up astute.
Guys, it's time for the TNT title match.
Dynamite.
Lance Archer
TNT.
versus Miro. Who's gonna open it?
It'll be Mono.
I hope it's not. Oh, Jack
What a
Savage.
way
Oh,
to
Jack
shit, man.
Savage. Oh,
Jack Savage. The
No,
the Shawn
don't
Michaels
know.
of the franchise.
I'll be keeping this short
just
and
say
sweet
muted.
as I usually do. Yeah, I don't know.
I
Mate. You
don't know
can
how-
hear me.
Yeah,
right?
I heard you
Of
the
course you
entire
can.
time.
Yeah.
Hank.
So I feel like Miro defeats Lance Archer for the TNT Championship, retaining it. So again, let's going back to what I said on Blood and Guts a few weeks ago. Miro came into AEW looking like a fucking joke, like looking like an absolute sack of shit. But now I can get behind Miro. I love Miro now. I feel like
Wow.
I feel like I can really get behind him now. This was probably the big hoss fight, the first big hoss fight that I've seen in AEW. Proper big like fucking two big bulls going at it sort of
Boys
moment.
going out, mate. Yeah.
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 As an explosive start to the match, it's always good to see the paid fans getting knocked down. But as someone said earlier, like they do rely on the paid fans so much, like with all the barricade spots and stuff like that. The belly to bellies over the rail were brutal. They looked fucking awesome. Miro shaking Damien looked kind of silly. I don't know what they were really doing there. The finish was great. It was a really like old school finish, and Miro looked like a machine. But the match was it was sort of just one of those mid card matches. Like it was on the right spot of the card. It was, it was fine between the two of them. I really can't get invested in Lance Archer though. I just can't. It's the same thing in WWE when he was Lance Hoyt. I just can't do it. Was he Lance Hoyt? No, it was Vance Archer.
Yeah.
Vance.
Lance Archer.
He was
yeah,
Lance
that's
Hoyt in TNA.
right.
So
Yeah,
now
that's
he's
right.
combined the names. Very clever.
Yeah, I
That is
just
clever.
I can't get behind old Lance Archer, but Miro is looking like a fucking boss right now, and I hope he's looking to hold the TNT title for a long time. That's it from me.
Nope, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm excited for that, Cody. Yeah, Miro versus Kip Sabian feud. That would be sick.
That will be good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm keen to see that one
Pip.
as well.
Pip Sabian.
Kip
Who's-
Sabian, Hog, bro.
Who's gonna go next? Local boy.
Hey,
Hmm.
all right. Lance Archer scaring Justin Roberts at the very beginning was fucking hilarious. I don't know if any of you guys saw that, but that was
Yeah.
fucking great.
I rewound it.
Yeah, me too. I was like, no way, that's sick. I've also put Miro is Pog, real Pog hours. Cool. The dive from Archer at the very beginning looked really bad, but I'm hoping a lot of the botches during this event were adrenaline, first show in front of the crowd. I know it's not the best excuse, but at the same time, what is this, like over a year since they've been in front of people? Like proper people. I'm hoping. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt here. I don't know what it was, but I really liked how I think it was the tightrope moonsault that Archer hit on Miro, and then he went for a cover, and Miro kicked out at one. Like I think that was sick. Like that was really really cool. Like you don't see that much, but it was so early on in the match. Like why wouldn't he kick out at one? Like there's not been much done. That's a big move, yeah, but like it's a smart kind of wrestling strategy there. Yeah, the belly to belly over the rails look awesome, but I did see the first one kind of coming because those paid audience members kind of it seemed like they were preparing for something, so I could kind of see it coming. The spinning heel kick used to be my favorite move because Owen Hart used to do it. So Miro doing it is always good to see, and he does it so cleanly. I love it when he does it. And every single time he does it, it's so cool. Peter is not going to be happy with Miro throwing the snake across the fucking entranceway. I get that. I feel like they're trying to make Miro seem like this big monster kind of character finally, which is sick. At the same time, little things like that, like I think we don't really need. But meh. I'm suing Miro for copyright infringement over the Game Over. Um, I really dig that Miro won. I'm happy that he won because it would have been weird if Archer won. I feel like Miro needs to hold on to this title for a long time. I feel like he deserves it. And exactly on Jack's point, like I feel like um he spent too long in that kind of stable with Kip Sabian as like a joke. I didn't give a shit about him, but now that he's like kind of gone off on his own thing, I care now, and I'm really keen, and I feel like him hanging onto the belt and just he's Darby Allin's run was sick, but I feel like Miro is going to be the guy that really shows off this TNT title a lot. I personally feel like Brody Lee was awesome when he held it, but I feel like this is really going to be the one that like shows off like just exactly what kind of like matches this title can have, and Miro is going to be the guy to do it. I feel so. Yeah.
Very nice. Next up, who's it gonna be? Me.
Disappointed for yourself?
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna basically be saying the same stuff that everyone else has, so I'm gonna say something different. What does this do for Lance Archer? Because so far, nothing up until this point has done anything for Lance Archer, and my difficulty for this is the fact that he's always seeming to be put into these positions when it's the least likely that he's going to be the one to win it.
Yeah. He's always getting the shit end of the stick, isn't he?
The thing is, he's getting the opportunities, and it's fine that he's getting the opportunities, but the issue is he's getting the opportunities against people that we know are going to beat him for these opportunities. It's not, he's never been in a high stakes matchup where I've been like, you know what, Lance Archer could win it here. At no point. He's the first challenger to Miro's TNT Championship reign. He was going up against Cody Rhodes for the debuting title. Like, just if you're not going to put him at this point in a position to actually win the big one, just don't put him near the big one until he's there.
Yeah.
Because this is just damaging him exponentially. He's a huge guy with a look, with the ability, can talk on his own, and has a legend in his corner. This is one of those things that you've got a character that you could take to the top, but every time you're breaking him down by doing stupid shit. And this match was good. I liked the match. It was a big horse fight, and that's fine. That's why I'm not talking about it, because what I care about is the finish, and the finish is Lance Archer. His character is now in a further decline than it should be. So that's my issue with the entire match. The match was fine. The cause and effect of this match, though, I'm not happy with. So that's all I've got to say.
Very astute.
But the match was good. That's the thing. Most of these matches I'm really happy about. It's just
very astute.
Yeah. 2 names. Who's it going to be? the little slow down in the skip. It's unnecessary.
Rightio. I'll try and get through this one quickly. They showed a little promo video of Miro punching Jake socking him in the gut. Was that earlier in the day, or was that?
I think.
Okay, I just wanted to ask, why are they doing weigh-ins? Britt Baker and Sheeta. Why are they doing weigh-ins? There's no weight limit. I don't know why that
No,
they think.
because no,
I know
because
they want to
no,
make it look like a sports presentation, but
they do it intermittently. So they did it for like the NWA Championship match. So they do it when like the match calls for it. In this case, I'm pretty sure the reasoning
so
why they
why
did
did Cody and Ogogo have it then?
that's exactly. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why all the other matches had a weigh in. Because if the boxing fight without any other stakes had a weigh in, then the championship matches should have a weigh in as well.
Oh my god. Anyway, um,
Yeah.
I like that Miro did that. They added a little something, but they didn't even show what their pre-existing issue was leading into this match. I would have liked to have known other things other than just that bit. Justin Roberts getting, yeah, I love that. Getting the shit scared out of him. The beginning of the match, what the fuck was with that dive, Lance? He didn't quite make it over the top rope, but I could see what he was going for there. But I understand, but he's a fucking big guy. He doesn't really need to do too much of the high flying. Little bit here and there, like that moonsault thing. Cool, but like just, figure out your limitations. Practice a little bit, maybe. I don't know. I didn't realize how big he was, until this match for some reason. He's a giant. And I remember him from his days in TNA. I couldn't believe, how big he looked. And he looks like Jared Slate, which I think we will understand. It concerned me early in the match with the old school into the moonsault. I felt like it should have been utilized later in the match. For Miro to have not had taken enough punishment at that point to stand there and walk along with him, for him to enable him to do that moonsault, man, it needed to be a little bit later in the match where Miro might have been a bit more tired. There was a table spot at one stage, and I was like, that was a waste of a table. I don't know what the fuck they did that, why they did that for. I just thought that was a waste. I just felt like it was very clunky from the get-go. Jake comes out, and when Miro was shaking it around, I was typing, there's no way there was a snake in there. And then he throws the fucking bag, and Alex said Peter, but I wrote complaints from the RSPCA.
Amazing.
But like I got what they were going for there, but like just before in the Cody thing, they were talking about putting money toward like dogs and shit. And then a segment later, a fucking snake is being slung across the fucking arena.
It didn't sit well with me, man. It was just
It was a pointless thing. Like
weird.
if you're gonna have Jake come out with the snake, then I want to see the snake at some point. I want that to happen. Okay,
Exactly.
okay. Lance is gonna lose the match, so okay, you can't bring out the snake to put on Miro. Then don't bring out a snake at all. Think of something else. And I had an idea later on, which I'll get to. The match was improving from the choke slam. That was a massive fucking choke slam. Then this, I just felt like the finish, Lance was made to look like a bitch. I was disappointed in the match because I was really hoping it was going to be good. This was one of the matches I was most looking forward to. Two big guys, two big bulls going at it. But I felt like, again, just the match was a bit off for me. And the agenting is worrying me with AEW. This is like 3 matches in a row now, or 4 matches in a row, to be honest with you, where I haven't been happy with the finish of the match. And how they've built towards the finish. My idea that I had for a pop that you would like to see, because I felt like Jake was made to look pretty old here. But you can set up a scenario where he can have the time to not look old and pathetic and actually look like he's an asset to Lance. So let's say he's about to lock in the game over on Lance. But before he's doing it, he's gouging the eyes. So Aubrey's trying to pull him off him, saying, 1, 2, 3, 4, get off him, man. As that happens, maybe he throws an errant elbow and it cops her in the eye. It doesn't knock her out, but she's like tending to her eye and looking away. As that happens, then he locks in the game over. He's locked it in for a few seconds, giving Jake enough time to get into the ring. Take his time. Because at one point, he bent his head down a little bit, and I thought that it was going to happen, but it didn't. bent his head down. Wouldn't have been great if Jake just walked in, hooked him, fucking DDT'd him, got out the ring. Lance covers 1, 2. Oh, there you go. There you get a little pop there. Few minutes later, obviously, Miro will get the victory. But I just thought if you're gonna do something with Jake, let's get a pop. Let's not get something where he looks old. And that was a simple thing. And I'm just a mark. But if I was an agent and I was thinking of Jake's inclusion, I would have rather that than the animal cruelty. So.
So true.
Yeah, let's just move on to Juicy Boy.
Brilliant way of ending a point, bro.
Yeah, see, look, I want to actually talk about that spot with just throwing the bag of the snake. I kind of, I'm an animal lover, but I didn't mind it because I feel like it was the kind of thing where everybody knew that there wasn't really a snake in there, but, it's still just kind of a cool heel thing that he did. So I kind of thought, that was fun, even though it was obvious that there wasn't a real animal in there. However, I do think that perhaps a couple of weeks of Jake actually having a snake might have made that more effective because as far as I know, he doesn't come out with the snake bag all the time. So this is the first time that he's come out with it and you haven't seen any snake actually emerge from the bag. But
you assume if Jake's carrying a bag.
Yeah, because it's all, it's show business. Like,
it's one of two bags.
Fucking, yeah. So, no, but I agree that it was clunky, but when it comes to a hard-hitting brawl, I don't mind a little clunkiness as long as it's, a good fight, kind of a good brawl. I thought that, this was kind of 50-50 for me. I was liking it for some points, but I really agree heavily with you guys. They really they've been misusing Lance Archer since the beginning, basically. I mean, they haven't. This guy is an absolute monster. He can do a lot of cool things in the ring. He has a great look. He has Jake by his side. I really think that it was a mistake booking this match at all because one of them has to lose and neither of these guys should be losing big matches like this. How are we supposed to take the murder hook seriously when he can't win a fucking match? It's like they booked him in his second week in the company. They booked him against Cody Rhodes for the TNT title at that time, and Cody Rhodes beat him, because obviously Cody wasn't going to lose the belt. This is exactly the same thing. A match between him and Miro is a great idea for a match, but you can't do it at this point in time where neither guy really should be losing a match of this magnitude. So to me, it was the stuff that they did. I thought that it actually looked okay. It was clear that they had an idea of what they wanted to do and they were trying to execute, and there was a couple little botches, but it was nothing major. But yeah, the fact that it undermined Lance Archer so much that it failed to be effective at all for me. And as far as the whole, again with the snake thing, I thought it was a cool little thing, but I hope that it's not the start of them doing a lot of that all the time. Once in a blue moon with a stunt like that, but I hope they don't start doing that every week, that kind of shit. And yeah.
Should have just brought the dog out and thrown that.
Very nice, bro. Guys, AEW Women's Championship match time.
Yep.
Britt Baker versus
DMD.
Hikaru Shida.
That's Dr. Britt Baker, bro.
Mm-hmm. Well, why did you talk about
that? All right. Well, cool. Well, it's my lucky day. I just also wanted to mention that before this match took place, Cody was the one that announced that the next pay-per-view is in Chicago. Just so you know that it was Cody that did it. He had to be the one to do it, obviously.
He's just such an icon.
Even though you've got fucking Paul White right there, who can probably do it too.
Isn't he just the wrestler's wrestler? This Cody Rhodes, man. He's a star, guys.
He's the shit in his mouth.
son of a plumber's son.
You know
Whatever
what?
the
You
fuck
know
it
what?
is.
You know what? Cody Rhodes is way further ahead than The Rock was at this point in his career.
Finally,
Absolutely.
someone says it.
All right,
Absolutely.
DJ. We have you saying that on the record. Your life is fucked.
just release that as a clip without anyone
Oops.
of us chiming in.
Go on.
Okay, again, needed more hype video leading to this about, show a little bit of that Britt Baker Thunder Rosa match that everyone says is the greatest match that ever existed. Show a little bit about her building up and how her opponent has held the belt all this time. Just 2 minutes, not even that, 90 seconds. That's all you need. And you can do that not with sit downs with Excalibur in just a t-shirt talking about things. Commentators do say things at certain points in time that can be used as the narrative or the narration of the video. And I've said to myself, I can't believe I still have 2 hours to go at this point when I looked at the timestamp. I thought Sheeta looked a little plain for the big show, just like the white outfit and her hair. Look, this sounds lame for me to bring this up, but I think this is the big show of the year. Her hair should have been done like a bit more spectacular, because when I saw her at Revolution, I felt like she looked way cooler then with the presentation than she did here. She just looked a little bit plain Jane, a little bit QT Marshall for my liking. I hate Rebel. I hate her. I don't know why. Every time she does something, it's just slightly not good enough. I don't know why. As the
That's
match
so
was taking
unfair.
place, I was comparing this to the Revolution women's title match. I can't remember the opponent that Sheeta had then. Can't remember the name of her, but
Rio?
the
No, it wasn't Rio.
No. Not Rio.
No,
Rio.
no, it wasn't. It was
it was the girl that's not.
Aki. I can't remember.
It was the other Japanese girl.
Yeah, the one with that kind of looked like
Oh no, you're right.
in
Jack, you're right.
Ringo.
Rio Muzunami.
Oh,
Rio
yeah,
my
right.
Muzunami.
Oh,
Something like that. We're not dumb or anything. It's hard to remember things sometimes. Okay, everyone.
Yeah.
But I comparing that to this match, I felt like they were so much quicker in that match. And this match, it seemed like that they were so slow. They were kind of like stuck in the mud a little bit. So the intensity between that match, women's title match, and this women's title match, at least for the first 75% of the match, I felt like it just wasn't. It just stuck in the mud. And sometimes when 2 female wrestlers are out there and they're quite short, it can really hurt some of the moves because they're so little that just hitting suplexes and throws seems a little unimpactful. So it gets better toward the end, I will say that. But again, it is a little bit messy, and it's not their fault. They're trying. You can tell that they're trying their ass off here, but it was clunky. And I wrote at one point, "What the fuck is going on?" I think when they're on the top rope and something didn't work out, and then it was followed up with the superplex. That was good. I wrote, "Rebel is fucking killing me here." And then I wrote, "Kicking out of everything isn't psychology that creates drama. It's just kicking out of things." And that does happen quite a lot through the show. I liked the curb stomp onto the belt. That was a good false finish. And also when the actual finish came, I said, thank fuck the finish was what it was. Thank fuck, because it actually was a very good finish. And again, just to reiterate, it was very clunky, but they got there in the end. And I think, it's well overdue that Britt Baker should be their women's champion right now.
Absolutely.
She portrays the character very well.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay. Well done. We're going to take you out of the names, and we're going to spin that one around.
Spin that wheel, baby.
Spin it,
I'm
bitch.
sick of seeing Juicy Boy's name pop up on that wheel after the start of this. Just killed it.
Yeah, look, I made the comment when I was discussing the Kingston Moxley Young Bucks tag match that with a character like Eddie Kingston, yeah, thank you, Carl.
I'm sorry.
With a character like Eddie Kingston, you have to keep it simple to maximize his impact. And I feel like Britt Baker is another example of that. I feel like she has a great character. I feel like she has a really good grasp of like maybe she doesn't quite have it all down who she is yet as a character, but I feel like she's on the way to discovering that. You know, I feel like she's got a good idea where she wants to go, does Britt Baker. So I think to maximize the impact of Britt Baker, the less complex that they, you know, complex shit that they try to do, the better. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't try to do technically sophisticated stuff. I'm just saying there were a couple of moments there where things kind of got a little slowed down and where sort of things looked a little bit kind of flubby. And, you know, that happens quite a bit in AEW matches, but I noticed it on several occasions here. And if I'm the agent, I would have just maybe cut those couple of little spots out altogether and just focused on, you know, delivering the things that they can do really well with high impact and kind of making it count. And I think that that also would have accentuated Britt Baker's character in this match, because I think that, like Carl just said there, he thought that, you know, both ladies were trying really hard. But he did seem to notice the little flubs and the you know, pacing issues throughout it. So I think that, you know, if they had just eliminated some of those, you know, little moments, they would have almost had a, you know, a perfect women's title match here. I always think that Hikaru Shida is, you know, she always does well, but you know, I just think that this could have been a bit better if things had just come together a little bit more coherently, and I think that comes back to the agenting as well. And yeah, I'll leave it there.
Nice. No, very nice, bro. Did you want to?
Nice,
Did you want
very
to
astute.
respond to Hannah by any chance? Did you?
Who's my
Uh,
therapist?
No.
Dr. Stevie.
No, the comment. What
Dr.
the
Steve.
fuck is wrong with Juicy Boy tonight? Has his astuteness level doubled, or does he just act dumb sometimes? This genius level intellect has always been in him? Question mark.
Yeah, it's
Blame the
always
lead.
there. It's just dormant.
Dormant.
Dormant most of the
That's a
time.
brilliant word for it, bro.
Yeah,
Dormant.
great response. Great response.
Dormant. Dormant.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yank Savage.
I have a really unpopular opinion about this match.
Oh, go on.
I don't know. I've just read a lot of people ranting and raving great things about this match. I'm the complete opposite. Like this match, like was probably one of the worst, like technically speaking, worst matches on the card. Like, if you're talking from a wrestling quality standpoint, worst match on the card. I feel like Sheeta like just really just could not move. Like she was just walking like in fucking quicksand or something. Like everything, she just it was either me or it was just like I was just so disconnected from her performance throughout this entire match. She was just all over the place with everything she was trying to do. She was incredibly slow, and Baker was trying to like essentially trying to just help her just keep up. And I know that it must have just been an off night because she was great at Revolution.
Yeah.
And you could even tell as well, like the crowd was just so quiet and disconnected from like the first half, at least the first 3/4 of this match. There was one thing I was a bit like at, and that was Rebel hitting Britt Baker with the crotch. Like I know that they're on the same team, but isn't that a disqualification?
I'm pretty sure the
Yeah.
official was distracted.
I think
at
when
that
it's
point.
I think it's when it's a mistake, it's isn't it?
But the official was looking.
I didn't
Yeah.
notice. Yeah, I didn't notice the official. That was a good question.
The official was looking at them bright as day as she came off the ropes,
Oh.
crack
Yeah.
right in the back with the crotch,
I thought-
intentionally hitting her.
I thought that was
But
the idea behind it. I didn't even notice that the official was looking. Fucking hell.
No, yeah.
Yeah, the official was looking, and then the ref then gave a shit and then ejected Rebel. Like, then gave a shit about something Rebel tried to do like 2 minutes
Yeah,
later.
tried to get in
Then
the ring.
ejects her. Then the curb stomp now means fucking nothing when the ref just saw Baker get hit with the crotch clear as day. It just made no sense for the ref to be distracted during that when the like. But this is a tiny nitpick, but it just made no sense to me for the ref to fucking have his back turned to that, But then the first time around with the crutch, she saw it clear as day. Like, just call the fucking, and Sheeta kicked out of it. The match went on way too long for than it should have been, and I don't even care about the title win because of how shit the match was. And it just makes me feel sad because I fucking love Britt Baker. She completely deserved the championship. It's been a long time coming for sure. The little heartfelt moment she had with Tony was wholesome, and I loved it. And I love Tony Schiavone with fucking all my heart. But it just wasn't on Sheeta's night, man. It wasn't on Sheeta's night. It just off
Love you,
night.
Tom.
I'm putting it down an off night because you know what? I would love to take Sheeta out to a Chinese, no, a Japanese succulent
bro.
meal.
Come on, dude.
I'd love to take her
Wait,
to
no,
a
a Korean
Japanese succulent
restaurant.
meal.
Wait, no,
There you go.
Thai. Wait a minute. No,
This-
Vietnamese. Wait.
Annyeonghaseyo.
wow.
So
Which
I don't
one's
know.
the
Like,
which one's the one with the tacos there?
All right, Monet, go before this gets weird.
by the way,
No, it
everyone,
is
I love Sheeta.
Yeah, I can
I'm a
see where
dickhead.
I can see where Jack's coming from, though. I can see part of where Jack is coming from because
red
at the
wine
start,
hitting.
I could tell, man. I could tell. At the start of the match, I was not entertained by this whatsoever. I really did not find this to be entertaining at all. And then it picked up for me. And by the end of it, I thought that, except for the extra amount of false finishes that shouldn't have been there and it going for a little bit longer, I do think it was better than Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. And my opinion was unpopular back then, so I'm sure mine's even more unpopular now. But I didn't like that match back then, and I think this match was better after like a halfway, maybe 3/4 halfway point. It kind of picked up like that. I was about to write down saying that this match, in terms of women's wrestling, has hit all the marks except for strikes with their hands. All their other strikes, all their other moves and stuff like that, they were going well. After it picked up a little bit, the pacing had picked up. They kind of, had the feeling out process sorted. The strikes weren't landing, and then they started trading forearms. And I was like, okay, now we're picking up the pace a little bit here. And they started working a little bit stiffer. They started laying in some more shots. And then the crowd started getting back into it. So it took a little bit longer for me, but I do feel like by the time they got to the end of it, I had pretty much cut out the first quarter of the match out completely in my memory. I forgot that even happened. So overall, fine. Right person won the match. Couldn't have gone better for Britt Baker, who's on a meteoric rise. So good for Britt. Yeah, it was all round fine for me. So moving on to local boy.
Alrighty. 100% agree with Juicy Boy that like Baker is finally I feel like she's finally getting there with her character. Like she's not there 100% yet, but I definitely feel like I actually believe her now. And maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but I didn't really care for Britt Baker when she first joined AEW, and now I'm every match that she's starting to do, I'm like, okay, no, I get it. Like she had the whole I kind of went along with everyone else where I was like, oh, she's Adam Cole's girlfriend. All right, cool. Unfortunately, and that kind of sucks. But now I'm starting to oh wait, no, fucking no, I believe in her. Okay, I have to read out these next notes note by note. So I'm sorry here. I'm a fucking simp for Sheeta. Sheeta, don't cry, please. I'll cry. Man, her attire tonight looks so sick. Makeup looks dope. I wish she stuck to her Tina from Final Fantasy VII attire. Oh shit, I'm supposed to be commenting on the match. So that was a couple of comments that I threw in there.
Ridiculous.
What can you do? The spot where Baker got thrown into the barricade looked fucked. That looked really really cool. Couple of sloppy starts to the match, or sloppy spots, sorry. Which I feel like everyone's kind of pointed on, and I did point in here. I'm hoping, or I'm sick of saying that, or I'm sick of blaming crowd adrenaline as sloppiness, because that's kind of what I've been saying throughout this whole entire review. I'm hoping that's what it is, but I definitely agree with Jack where Sheeta for me tonight Sheeta's awesome. Sheeta's probably one of my favorite, like in the women's division of AEW, possibly even in wrestling at the moment. And I watch, yeah, I just feel like she's doing really, really well. But tonight wasn't her night. I'm pretty sure these two have worked together in the past, like quite a number of times.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
I feel like this match, yeah, they've had way better matches. It did definitely pick up towards the end. This Rebel girl is the worst at acting injured. I put down here. Um, I really small thing, but I really dig Britt Baker's like glove gimmick that she's got going on, where she picks up the glove and uses that. I really dig that. It's a cool little thing to add to her character, which I think like some people kind of need that. Sheeta with the weakest beatdown I've ever seen, but I'll love her, so I'll let it slide tonight. There was a spot where I think Sheeta went for like a suplex. Britt Baker reversed it, and it turned into this like alligator roll sort of thing. It just looked horrendous, and they could have done something else, but whatever. The air raid crash that Britt Baker pulled looked smooth as hell. It was really, really cool. There was a top rope spot I think Carl mentioned. It was like a press onto the ropes or something, and it just fucked up, and it looked really, really bad. I didn't see the point in that spot with Rebel hitting Baker with the crutch. I think it was pointless, especially if that wasn't going to at least lead to a finish. I agree that like if like that kind of just like defuncted all of the rest of the referee distracted spots. I feel like there was like very intense but too many false finishes towards the end there. Maybe that like curb stomp at the end could have been sick. But I did like the finish. I think really putting over Britt Baker's submission is a really good thing to be doing, especially against someone who's held that title for so long. Using that as the finish is really, really smart. Definitely the right choice. Finally going Baker because it actually now gives Sheeta something to do, and it rewards Britt Baker with. I mean, let's face it. She's probably been. It contradicts what I said before. How like Sheeta's my favorite in the women's division right now, but Baker's been like running the women's division for the past like couple of months, and I feel like she deserves the title. And then at the end here, I've got what the fuck is Rebel doing running to the ring after being like told to leave? She didn't have a crutch. She just sprinted to the ring as if she was never injured. Like, okay, I don't watch day to day. Like I don't watch Dynamite so much. What the fuck is Rebel's point? Like, what the hell?
So
It might be like the cowboy Bob Orton thing with the broken arm in this.
Is that what it's supposed to be?
Maybe it's like the
injury
injury isn't really.
It's very similar.
I f-
Everything that I've seen, because again, I don't watch it day to day. I just catch highlights when I can. Everything I've seen of her is that she isn't injured. She's using the crutch as a weapon every now and again. It's
Right.
not frequent. It's not like a
Okay.
frequent thing. She's usually limping around on it and stuff like that. But also when
Okay.
she's like, they're making it a known fact that she isn't actually injured.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's
because
the kind of,
all right.
yeah.
Then that's my fault for not having the context. But I just that like
I love Terry. I love Hulk.
oh, I had no idea.
No, it's
Something Kurt Angle's in the chat.
I was like, who the fuck's in the call? Yeah, like other than that, like start of the match was kind of slow, but yeah, I definitely thought it built up. It got there towards the end. It was very sloppy to begin with, but I feel like they kind of found their footing about 3/4 of the way through. I'm excited for what the future holds for both of them, and I hope they kind of stay away from each other for a bit. I hope that like Britt kind of has like a new opponent for the title, and that Sheeta kind of works her way up. I'd really love to see Sheeta not as like as a title hungry person. I'd really like to see that.
And just before we do go into the next one, I did really like the fact that they presented the entire thing again, not in the package, but over commentary about Sheeta not being happy about being second rate to Britt Baker. I thought that was a really good touch. But the thing is, I had to find that like viewpoint out through commentary,
Yeah.
which isn't necessarily
Hype
a good
videos.
reflection. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Hype video should be thing.
Coming
production.
Coming up next, I believe, I just want to quickly check my notes. Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure it is the Sting. Yeah, Sting and Darby Allin, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Who's starting? cool. It's
You.
me. Sting and Darby
It's
Allin
Money!
versus they're calling themselves Men of the Year now, aren't they?
They
I
are.
think so.
Yeah, Men of the Year. Yeah, I'm a bit more sold on them now. Originally, not so much about Sky and Paige, but now I can kind of see them gelling a little bit, and it's like, okay, I can see you guys working as a team. It's a bit tricky seeing because I'm a fan of Paige, and seeing him with the North in Impact they were a really good team. So seeing him now with Scorpio Sky, I was very hesitant, but they do work quite well as a team. I'm starting to see the idea behind Allen and Sting as well. That makes a bit of sense. And I'm starting to get more used to the idea of Darby Allin literally just plummeting himself outside the ring without any care for his health whatsoever. I'm getting used to that because now I understand the fact that he really doesn't care about having a long career. So we may as well just enjoy while he's doing it because clearly this is what he wants to do. So be it. Match was good. Sting still holding his own for his age. 63 years old, is that right?
62.
Oh, 62.
That's crazy.
62.
That's fucked.
Insane. He's doing very well for his age. I don't have to say too much more. The match was good. Sting holding up his own. Very nice. Yeah, that's really all I've got to say for that one. So next up, we've got. Oh, randomizer's currently going. Juicy Boy.
Juicy boy.
Yes. So we're going to pass on to
Yeah,
Juicy
look,
Boy. I'm going to
I
quickly
mean-
disappear from here for a split second to deal with wife.
Kids. Oh.
Yeah,
You gotta let
whatever.
ghosts in your house.
Nah. All right.
Pussy.
No, look, the first thing that I thought is, fuck, you get a 62-year-old Sting out there, and the first fucking thing you do is suplex him on the aisleway. Like, great. But then he no-sold it and popped back up and was like, yeah, and did that huge dive, and I was like, fuck yeah, Sting. So, it looked like the guys were taking care of Sting, looking after him, which is exactly what I wanted to see. But also what I saw was, man, a surprising amount of pep in Sting's step. Like, he took plenty of bumps. He was moving really well and really smoothly. It wasn't just like, when the audience was chanting like, you still got it, I feel like every time a legend comes in the ring and does like their signature spots, the audience will chant, you still got it, out of respect, But I feel like this is a case where we saw him compete the full length of this match, and you could hardly tell that he's 62 years old at all. You weren't even thinking about that. You were just watching Sting. So his performance in this match was just tremendous. I think that having Darby Allin teaming with him as well is advantageous for Sting because Darby Allin takes things to such extremes sometimes that, I don't think that Sting really has to worry about trying to compete with Darby Allin. I just think that they're totally different types of performers in the ring. So I actually think the contrast of them as a team works, except Darby is still undersized visually speaking. Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, I liked each guy, but I felt like it was a tale of two different matches. And by two different matches, what I mean is anytime Ethan Page was in the ring, I felt like it was, okay, now it's Sting and Ethan Page. And then when Sting would get in there with Scorpio, it would be like a different singles match between the two of them. And, I didn't really feel like Scorpio and Ethan Page were like a team. I felt like they were tagging in and out and then doing like little singles matches. Whereas it felt like Sting and Darby Allin maybe aren't like this polished, flowing, smooth tag team, but they feel like they're an alliance. You feel like they're two guys that are currently allied and they're in this together at the moment because they have common goals. And so that rings authentic to me, and it's kind of grown on me over time. But Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, credit to them for kind of taking good care of Sting and, putting on a decent match here. But I didn't really see much in a team for them. I'd prefer to see Ethan Page go singles, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Absolutely. Next up, on
Amen,
the
brother.
randomizer. Next up on the
HH.
randomizer.
Amen, brother.
Oh, it's Carl.
It's me.
It's Carl.
Every single time you say it's Carl, it sounds so defeated.
Sounds
man. What
like
the fuck?
you're disappointed.
I'm doing the
Luke.
Yeah.
I'm doing the Todd Grisham. It's
Just be like, oh, it's Carl.
it's
Can you please refer
Christian.
to me as California as well? Thank you.
it's Christian.
What about the Josh Matthews? Oh, it's Carl. It's Carl with his fucking voice. Hate Josh Matthews.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm glad that they had actual slot machines instead of filters on the screen. You know, they were panned from the slot machines up. I was like, looking, thank you for using an actual thing instead of a fucking big pirate hanging over a stadium.
Fucking bullshit, eh?
Mhm.
Oh my god, the WWE and their filters, they gotta stop with that shit. It's killing me. But anyway, concern filled my being before the Sting match. I'm like, please, for the love of God, please don't let this be another like legend coming back and kind of embarrassing themselves or doing wrong so everyone can say, see, told you so, like they did with Goldberg and Undertaker. I popped for Sting driving with his face paint on. Because there would have had to have been a starting point where he got in the car. Maybe he's leaving his house or leaving, the rental place. And he would have had to like either rent the car with the paint on or it's his actual car. And he just left his garage and his neighbors are looking and he's wearing face paint. I don't know. That's just what entered my mind. So yeah, that was a fun little introduction. I think Sting should have entered second. Darby entered after him, but that's nitpicking. The match begins. Nobody dives like Darby Allin. It's really weird when he propels himself out the ring, how he kind of like floats in the air. So it's not like every other fucking suicide dive that you see where it's just like they're just like straight at him kind of thing. He kind of like will twist to the side. You never know which way the dude's gonna end up landing. I wrote Sting is such a badass, especially that was after he took the suplex because it's like right out of the gate. Of course, the 62-year-old guy who's gonna want to show everyone that he can still do it is gonna be like, yeah, dude, hit me with a suplex on the stage. Let's do it. So straight away, he probably wanted to get that one out the way early to build the confidence for what's coming next. And I wrote, ha, 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 ha. Sting, are you fucking kidding me in capitals? When he did that dive onto both the guys. I was like, good on you, bro. Like, that's what we needed, man, right out of the gate, just to shut all the fucking naysayers up, about an older guy coming out there. And I've got something else to say about that later on. Ethan Page is a good heel. I like his facial expressions. You know what? This is insane that I wrote this. I'm coming around on Darby a little bit. I didn't like him for a long time because he's so small and because Cody and all the guys keep blowing smoke up his ass and people keep saying, oh, he's almost a household name. He's not. He's not, okay? Hulk Hogan is a household name. The Rock is a household name. John Cena. I mean, Roman Reigns probably isn't really a household name. Like, if I said to my mum, hey, mum, do you know Roman Reigns? She'd be like, no. But do you know The Rock? She'd be like, yeah. Do you know Hulk Hogan? Yeah. So, when people throw around terms like household name, dude, we're not just talking about wrestling fans here. We're talking about any household in the world.
Yeah.
That's what we mean when we say that.
Like,
if you say
okay,
Jim
like-
Cornette, most
yeah,
people...
like here's the
who?
barometer for a household name. Yeah. If my parents know who it is, they're a household name, right? Like if I say Eddie Guerrero or John Cena or The Undertaker or Stone Cold, they know who that is. Most people will know who Stone Cold or Hulk Hogan is. Most people don't know who the fuck Darby Allin is. Sorry, go
Exactly. So exactly. So people need to stop saying that kind of shit because it makes you look bad and it makes him look bad. Okay, it's not going to happen. It will never happen. And that's okay.
Mm.
That's okay that it never happens. But let's just Cody Rhodes is not a fucking household name, okay? And he probably thinks he is. Okay, so after I've
Yeah.
said that, yes, I always keep thinking, man, he's so tiny. But the way that the match was put together, I never even worried about that whatsoever because the place that he had in the match made sense. And it was really good the way that they sold things in this. Aubrey Edwards is a referee. I don't know what it is about her, but it's like you know when you're in school and you have that teacher who's like that annoying teacher who is her name is still Miss because she hasn't got married yet because no one can stand being around her long enough to want to marry her.
Yeah.
And they're all wound
Yeah,
up. They're
or
like
like
they're
yeah.
like a maths teacher or something, and they're slightly
Yeah, they're
attractive,
34
but
and
they're
they
really
haven't had an
annoying.
orgasm in 2 years.
And it's like, yeah,
Mm.
they're so wound up. It's like she needs to get laid. That's how she comes across as a referee, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's you
That would
know,
last me.
that's the way she comes across. But you know, she comes across as an annoying single school teacher in her 30s that needs to get laid and get all that bunge out of your system. Uh, I'm happy now at this point of the match that it was Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. I was very critical of them being a tag team to be against Sting in his first match because I was like, they only just debuted. They only just got here. I didn't think that they should be bestowed upon this honor of being in the ring with Sting. But once I saw the match taking place, I was like, you know what, guys, you are doing the right thing because they are doing what is right for the match, not for themselves.
Yeah.
And I wrote, they're better than the Young Bucks.
Yep.
Because they don't worry about themselves and their spots and their moves and have a 40-minute match to do what they want to do and have a shit finish. They do what is right for the match. And that's what's right for themselves because they're caring about what the overall thing is going to be and not getting all your little things in. The bumps into the wrestler section, especially, you know, when Ethan threw Donald, I was like, that was really cool. That'll make future highlight reels for sure. You know, it's kind of like Bam Bam Bigelow throwing Spike Dudley into the ECW crowd, but not as amazing because of how far Bam Bam threw Spike Dudley, but still on the, you know, in the same wavelength. I really like that. I was just so impressed with Sting because, you know, he's 62, as you said, DJ. When you said that, I had to double check Wikipedia because I'm like, 62. I've know a lot of 60-odd-year-old people that come into my bottle shop, you know, people that are, you know, my parents, friends of my parents. I see the way my mum gets off the couch and all the sounds she makes. I mean, she's nowhere near being like Steve Borden, but people that age shouldn't be able to do what he's doing as far as I'm concerned. He's done a very good job in getting himself into the correct shape that he needs to be in.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I also wrote somebody knock Aubrey on her ass. She must have done something to annoy me. I don't know what it was. I just think she must have been like just gas bagging, yakking about. It must have been a spot where there was two submissions at the same time, and I like that shit with
Yeah.
fucking Darby and Ethan smacking each other and shit. But the way she was yakking and yelling about, "You aren't the illegal men, all of you get out there!" It's like just someone just knock her over. And I thought the finish was fantastic. What
Yeah.
great finish, man. Scorpio going for that fucking springboard into the ring. Sting holding onto that rope, and it was just into the perfect position for that fucking Scorpion death drop. It reminded me of like some of the creative ways that he would pull that off in WCW, especially with DDP. So it was really cool to see something for the first time with that move with Sting in 2021 when he's 62 years old. And I want to say this, if Dave Meltzer rates Cody's match, the Young Bucks match higher than this, he can go fuck himself. Because as far as I'm concerned, and maybe I'm coming from a biased standpoint myself, but I felt like Sting stole the show.
Yep.
Well, so far at the pay-per-views that he's wrestled at, even the one obviously that wasn't really a match, the cinematic, he has been in show stealers. So that's not really a surprise that you would say that whatsoever. It's not you. It's not your turn.
Sorry
Just
if that
go.
went a bit long. Sorry, guys.
Thank you, brother.
There you go. Now it's your turn.
Oh, go Jack.
Huge. Yeah, I've got a lot of
Huge.
notes about this, but as per usual, I'll keep it short and sweet. I loved the cute little promo at the start of Uncle Steve picking up young Darby. However, they were not wearing seatbelts, so I thought that was a little dangerous. Yeah, as you guys said, like fucking explosive start. Like you could not have started the match any better than that. Like Sting fucking no selling the suplex onto the stage, followed by the splash. Like it was just fucking what a way to fucking start the match. I also wanted to point out like Tony Schiavone calling a Sting match in 2021, like a live Sting match, and like we're all here
Yeah.
for it. Like it was pretty sick.
Crazy.
I was expecting him to keep the shirt on the entire time, so when he pulled it off and instead had the old gear underneath, I fucking popped hard.
That was cool, man. I was worried he's gonna wear that the whole match.
Yeah, man. And he fucking looked fine. Like he looked the same way he did fucking at Mania, if not better shape. I was also thinking Darby is like such a good crash test dummy, and he proved my point with the running military press into the crowd, like some proper ECW shit, man. Like with Bam Bam and like that was one of the spots in this match that sort of made me really like, holy shit, like Darby. While he's gonna have a short career, like he is actually something special because he's got the fucking balls to do that shit without being a little pussy about it. And as Carl mentioned earlier, like the way he dives, like it's the way he moves in the air, it's unique. The sunset flip by Sting was fucking incredible. I don't know if you guys
So
saw it or
good.
mentioned it, but it was fucking crazy.
I believe it was supposed to be Code Red, right?
Yeah, Code Red.
But
Yeah.
I think the speed didn't quite make it look like it. But the fact that he tried that at his age, fucking
Amazing.
wicked.
The slapping and gouging in the submission spot was also amazing. I haven't really spoken much about Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, but these guys won me over in this match. Like that's it. I'm with them. The Scorpion Death Drop was fucking beautiful. For me, this was a 5-star match. It was perfect. You couldn't ask for better. Sting was the MVP of the match at 62 years of age. 5 fucking stars. This is match of the night, and I'll say that just now. Match of the night by a fucking country mile. This is one of the best matches AEW ever put on, and this is the best match of the year so far by a fucking far.
Jeez.
That's
Good
all
call,
from me.
bro. I love that. I love that. Good call.
This was fucking incredible.
Far out. Pretty big.
By everyone involved, by everyone involved, including Ethan Page
That's
and
a
Scorpio
pretty
Sky.
big call
They,
for-
they came out of that looking so fucking good, man. I'm not kidding. This is coming from someone that's
that
a
is
casual
true.
AEW fan.
Jack should be in charge of the Wrestling Observer now.
Yep.
Yep. 100%.
They came out of
Yeah.
that looking like they want everyone involved won me over.
Yep.
So there you go.
No, fair enough. Oh wait,
I'm
no.
gonna
it's-
drink some
I
water.
thought we were gonna spin it again.
I was gonna
but
say,
no,
why are you
it's-
rolling? It's just me.
Yeah, no, it's just like the board. Mate.
Come on, bro. Yeah, no, 100%. And this might come as a shock considering what match is next. But yeah, this was match of the night for me. 100% match of the night. I know, right? But yeah, this like every single bit of this match, I was like interested in. Even like the lull moments, I was like, yep, I'm fully invested. I hate the fact though that Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page are a team. I hate it. Like ever since Scorpio Sky won the that brass ring thing, like then they put him into this tag team, and like Ethan Page had this really cool debut.
Yep.
And like I followed a bit of his stuff when he was doing everything outside, like before he came to AEW, and just like I feel like they don't need to be teaming together. They don't, especially Scorpio Sky. Like I feel like Scorpio Sky at this point in time should be having a singles run. As a heel, sure. As a face, whatever. Ethan Page as a heel, awesome, great, really really good. But like they don't need to be together. I feel like this is like a filler team to go against Sting and Darby. But for some reason in this scenario, it worked. I don't know how, but it worked, and I'm fine with it. Darby just does not give 2 fucks about himself. He just does not care. And normally that scares me, but I dig it, and it gets me invested in for some reason. Sting taking bumps scares me, and as I was typing that, I also typed in, wait, why is Sting back up and no sold that suplex? Oh my fucking god, holy shit. Sting actually looks fucking sick for his age, which we've all commented on. This reminds me of like not WCW Sting, but like TNA Sting at least. Like, yeah, this is sick. I think he's doing really, really well. Darby is fun to watch, I feel. Darby is fun to watch just because I think he's at that size where pretty much everyone can just like throw him around. Or like everyone can kind of work with him and it looks like kind of believable, which is awesome. Throwing Darby into his, I don't know if you guys remember or realize, but like the crowd that he was thrown into were his family members. It was his brothers.
Yeah.
Like I think that was cool. Kind of got scared when Darby's leg hit the rail as he landed. That was pretty yikes. I found it pretty funny that Sting just got dragged out of the crowd by. Darby got dragged out of the crowd by Sting. I think that was pretty funny. Sting definitely got like a lot of offense in this, but we kind of knew where this match was going. Like it was very much like Darby was going to take the main offense, and then there was going to be a hot tag, and then Sting kind of comes in, saves the day. Like there was, I think that was the overlaying kind of factor of the match, but Sting definitely got like a very good amount of offense in.
Yeah.
It was like a sunset roll more than a sunset flip, but it still looked sick. And like once again, kudos for Sting for trying because it looked sick. That little spot between Darby and Page in the submission like holds was like it was fun. It was really cool. And yeah, once again, the California's part, that finish was perfect. It couldn't have gone any better. Like just springboarding into that kind of cutter, stopping Scorpion Death Drop. Like that was I wasn't expecting that, and I popped hard. Like yeah, once again, match of the night, 100%. And exactly to Jack's point, like everyone in this match looked good.
Yeah.
If I do wish it was a different tag team. Like I wish that Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky weren't a team, but they really put an all in this effort, and everyone just looks sick coming out of this.
Absolutely. All right. Co-main event time. Triple threat. Everyone's favorite match. Everyone's favorite match for sure. Who's going to start it
Local
off?
boy.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
I got it
Please
wrong.
don't start me
Nobody's
off.
favorite match.
Please
Nobody's
don't start
favorite
me off.
match.
I don't want to get ripped apart.
Kenny Omega retains the championship against Pac and Orange Cassidy. As expected, because I believe and truly believe and still believe that Pac and Orange Cassidy both had no business being in this match, and I do not care about how over Orange Cassidy is in AEW. He should not be competing for that championship when his gimmick is literally like that of a fucking comedy character. It's literally like putting Santino Marella in the main event of WrestleMania, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, my first note of this match, I still think the challengers have no place being in this match. And Pac, for me, unfortunately, it's just because, like, for me, he's just always going to be a mid-card guy. He's a great wrestler. I mean, like, and for me, he actually looks intimidating half the time. But he's just so damn short as well. I feel so disconnected from this match for the most part, which is a shame because for the most part, it was entertaining that they were hitting most of their shit crisp and like everything sort of was slot into the match like where it made sense. Pac had actually been looking really like impressive for me though so far, but I just felt so disconnected. It was actually more slow pace than I expected at the point where I was typing this, but it was good to see that they have actually slowed down the bullshit in AEW the last few times I have watched it. I remember last year when I'd watch a little bit of Dark here and there on YouTube, some late nights, there'd be just a lot of bullshit and a lot of gymnastics shit. Then you see the pay-per-views and it can be just as bad, if not worse. And then this year they've really seemed to tone it down. I don't know if it's because of injuries or just the general feedback they've been seeing on the internet, or just a coincidence. At least in the last few shows, they've just really slowed down on it, so it's encouraging to see. All of Omega's movements when he's walking or running or ready to take moves, it just looks so fucking awkward and so weird. Like, I don't know why he's always got to go like this when he's running towards the ropes. So he's just got to go. Like, he just does this weird shit before he goes there. He'll point to the ropes that he's about to run to. I just don't get it. I know a lot of wrestlers do it, and it's just I hate it. the 450 spot onto the pin was really sick. The pockets to reverse the Avalanche Dragon is why I hate this cunt just so fucking much. It was just so outrageous, man. I don't know what fucking powers those pants have, or what powers those pockets have, but it doesn't sit well with me. But the super impressive was a sunset flip off the top rope by Pac, and then followed up by the Avalanche Falcon Arrow. Pac just continues to impress me in this match. There's a great false finish with Cassidy almost stealing the win, but again, like I just know he's not winning the match. The double axe handle, the ref was sick. I love that there's just the little simple things like that that would just not take the refs out for the next 20 minutes. That's the one thing I love about wrestling. Fans chanting bullshit is my reaction, but it's a cool visual with like all the other belts. So this is when Kenny Omega's grabbing all of his belts and hitting them. But I just feel like this pay-per-view is seriously driven at the end of the day to feed the egos of the EVPs of this company. I mean, all of them retained. Cody got the win. Kenny's obviously won the match. I feel like this was all about them being on top. And this whole thing with Kenny just bringing the belts in the ring, like I know like it's a cool visual with all the other championships in the ring, but I don't know. It was a screwy finish as well, man. Like that was just such a shit finish for the world title match at the biggest show of the year. Kenny Omega should have won that fucking clean. He should have ran over over both of them in the end and done like a fucking Roman Reigns-esque like. So I would have been fine with it if he had literally like tried to mock the Roman Reigns finish in some way, somehow. Like, because Kenny Omega was in every position to be doing so with fucking Pac and Orange Cassidy. But yeah, that's it for me. It was a good match overall, but I just feel so disconnected. I knew Kenny was winning from the start, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. Next up, randomizer. Who have we got? Local boy.
Mr. AEW himself. All right. Mr. Omega Simp. All right.
That's it. Local
My first comment is Jim Cornette is gonna fucking hate this match.
simp.
Pac's theme reminds me of Sonic Adventure 2, and that makes me very happy. I'm so glad Omega's gotten rid of the fucking dancing girls finally.
Yeah.
Me personally, I feel you can't deny it. Like Omega entering with all those titles, I think it looks sick. I think it looks cool. Like it's a bit of a dickish move. I get the whole like he's the EVP, all that sort of stuff. But I think I'm trying to think of this as he's not like an executive in the company. He's just like a wrestler, and I think it's a good visual to have. Also, side note, Omega with the Demon Slayer tights. Fuck yes, Pog, perfect. But yeah, 100%. Like I feel like if this was a match that was just like there was no titles on the line, it was just the three of them, I would be fully invested. But I knew going in from the start that this was going to be Omega walking out. Omega and Pac always work well together. I was very interested to see how Cassidy would add to it. Considering the fact that Pac and Cassidy, I think, had like a decent comedy match or a decent like kind of like spot match in a sense back when I think it was the first Revolution they versed out. I'm also glad that Cassidy just didn't spend the majority of the match as like a comedy character. He kind of got really like right into it. Like he had like a little bit of a spot at the very beginning, and then he got straight into the seriousness, which is good. JR saying that Pac was from Wales and then getting corrected, and then it sounded like it broke JR's heart. He was like, "Oh fucking, thanks for correcting me on that." That popped me hard. Omega's Yukon escape, like kind of spot that he always does, it looked very, very sloppy. The tilt-a-whirl to Cassidy looks sloppy as well. That Stun Dog Millionaire that Cassidy hit on Omega was awesome. Same with Jack. I really dug that, like the kind of pin combos that they did, which then was interrupted by the 450 slash. I thought that was sick. I really like the Snapdragon suplexes that Omega does. I think they look very scary, but they look sick. Pac did this thing where he reversed like the V trigger into this like German suplex, and like I popped for that. It was a small move, but I was like, holy fucking shit, that looked sick. Pac Cassidy with his hands in his pockets going sicko mode, and I put in brackets, this is the worst fucking spot of the night. I want to actually die. Little like there was a little moment where like I wanted to suspend my belief a tiny bit. There was like I think it was Cassidy hit Omega with a Michinuka driver, then Pac ran in, hit Cassidy with like a brainbuster suplex, and there was like a very, very close like 2.5 count or whatever. And I was like, oh shit, oh okay, maybe they're trying to like push us to believe this here. I really dug that Kenny just hit the ref. Just like I think that's funny, and I think that's really smart. Because it really at that point in time, like I still as like a wrestling fan, I was like, yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. Like Kenny's walking away, but like if you were a normal fan, you would be in that belief of like, oh shit, there's a possibility here, and Kenny's like trying to do everything he can. Using all the belts to attack everyone, I like that visual. I thought that was really cool. I don't know how I feel about the finish. I'm glad that I'm glad that it wasn't just like a one-wing angel finish like it always is. Like I'm glad that we got something else. I do feel like Kenny should have just like kind of steamrolled, but at the same time, I feel like we needed something else. I feel like we needed something to kind of at the moment Kenny's got this character of like he's a bit of a pussy from what I'm understanding. And he's got like, Gallows and Anderson kind of helping him out, or he's got the Young Bucks kind of helping him out, and he's got that classic like pussy heel character, and I guess that's to kind of like build on that. It kind of felt a bit sudden the finish, but man, like overall, I thought it was like if this wasn't a title match, I would have thought this was a good match. But considering I knew the stakes of it, I didn't really care for it. I didn't really care.
Fair enough. It's a weird thing to hear, actually, to be honest, because you had it's a title match, you were no longer interested in it. But it makes sense when
Yeah,
you think about who's going to walk out the champion afterwards.
absolutely.
Yeah. Me. That's me. Hello, me.
It's you.
I'm not going to reiterate too much. A lot of what I've said, what I was going to say has already been said. But I do want to point out that I really did like the finish. With the only exception being how bad that actually looks for the champion, the main champion of the company. Because you're right, that's not how the main champion should be represented whatsoever. Like he like barely scraping through the comedy act of the show, and obviously he didn't portray himself as that comedy act throughout most of this match, which was the right thing to do as well. But it's very much so between a rock and a hard place with this situation, because that was probably the only finisher they could do to really get over this idea that Orange Cassidy is a bit more than just a comedy act, which is what they're trying to do. But the issue is he's a comedy act.
Yeah.
So like there's only so much there's a glass ceiling there. And them trying to push through that glass ceiling is not going to be advantageous to everyone else who he's beating or getting up on. The fact that he's considered the number one contender in their entire roster is a concern to where the rest of the roster stands. If a guy who's nicknamed Freshly Squeezed, guys.
Fuck off.
He does
Fuck
he
off.
does a half thumb up. Like, where do you stand on a roster if this guy is? I don't even know what. Yeah, So that's.
I thought you were showing your cock, Jack. I was very scared.
That's what I thought was happening as well. I'm not going to say too much more on it because that's just my piece. The match was fine. I didn't care. I don't know who was.
It would have been okay if it was just a normal match, right?
Because you wouldn't have known.
Like if there wasn't a title.
Yeah, anyone could have actually won that one. Yeah.
Exactly. But because there was a title on the line, it's like, well, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, exactly. It was so tricky because it's like, that there was potential for a great match had you not known who was going to win the second you started watching the show.
Yeah, and bring on Jungle Boy.
Here we go.
Strap in, boys.
I'm gonna
So
have a
whilst
new note for this one.
Whilst Alex was talking, a memory of the show popped in my head that I didn't mention earlier. And Excalibur, during the Young Bucks match, had mentioned something about Matt Jackson was doing something that was shades of Super Dragon.
Yeah, that's right.
That
Excalibur,
was awkward.
you're not watching this, dude. No one fucking cares, man. Okay, I don't know how long ago it happened, but I remember Eli, our friend, chanting that shit fucking 10 years ago. No one knows about it. No one gives a shit.
Do you
Okay,
mean Super
and you little
Dragon, or are you
diehard fans
saying-
will know. The Super Dragon bullshit.
I
No
thought
one
you said
fucking. I don't
Superfly.
even know who that cunt is. Enough with that stuff. Anyway, I was not interested in this AEW Championship match. Obviously, this is where these rankings make a problem. The win-loss record bullshit where they're trying to make it seem like legit sports. This is where it's a problem because this is what we get for our WrestleMania of AEW main event. So Orange Cassidy might have a great win-loss record, but how many jobbers has he worked with on Elevation and Dark? Because this is a hell of a fucking win-loss record for a lot of people to have, and it's only fucking the 31st of fucking May. So like there's a lot of matches that are taking place that probably don't mean shit. And this is why Pac and the guy that got fucking squashed by Miro at the previous pay-per-view are now in the main event of their WrestleMania. So that's why I'm not interested in the match from the get-go. And I was like, I can't believe I have to sit through this because I bet it's going to go over half an hour, if not longer, knowing what they're like. So I want to ask, was El Hebner ever a referee in AEW?
He was signed.
What happened?
He did the first show, I think.
Okay. I was just wondering why the main event of the big show was a guy with a high-pitched voice and not someone like Mike Chioda, but I would have brought in Chioda for this. But
Would have brought in Chad Patton.
so it's
Alex
fun.
Barber.
It's funny that this is the main event for the belt on the biggest show of the year. And straight out of the gate, I was like, I'm starting to see how this is a pre-written match where there's a bunch of spots one after another, as opposed to just feeling it out there. And this is a great cruiserweight title match. I didn't get emotionally invested in the match
Cruiserweight.
because it's just fucking moves. It's just moves. How the fuck does somebody kick out of that Falcon arrow off the top rope? Pat gets thrown to the outside by Orange Cassidy, and he goes for the pin pretty much immediately, and Omega kicks out. They're ruining wrestling with this kind of shit, man. I swear to God, because there's so many things that happen that should be the finish, but they keep kicking. It's like next someone's just gonna have to bring out a fucking gun and shoot someone in the head to get the fucking 3 count because it's just going way too far. I like the moment in the match where Orange was doing his. And again, this stuff had no place in the main event of their WrestleMania. Yes, I get his character is he's fucking doesn't care or whatever, but him doing the little kicks to the shin and then fucking Pac just kicks him right in the fucking dick. I was like, yeah, good. Eat that shit, dude, because it should be in the match. And every now and then during this match, you've got all this crazy shit happening, but they have to keep playing to Orange Cassidy's comedy shit. And that's what I don't like. You know, it should have just been Pac versus Omega then. It should have just been that, but it's strange because Pac is also seemingly a heel, so you can't have heel versus heel. Let's throw Orange in there. I just don't like it. I don't care if he beat Jericho twice. He's not a household name. He's not main event material yet. If you get him out of the gimmick I mean, you probably don't want to because the fans love it so much, but at some point the joke is going to get old. Maybe then after a little while you can believe him being in a fucking main event for the belt. And I fucking hate the orange punch, man. Like, I already hate it when Reigns does the Superman punch. You know, he's tiny. He's tiny. There's no way that his jumping little Super Mario hop in the air with a punch is going to fucking knock people out. Sorry. You can build shit up as much as you want. Yes, I didn't seem to have a big problem with Scotty 2 Hotty hitting the worm, but in this case, when it's a match for the world championship, yeah, I do have a problem with it being so overly used. As Alex said, our fucking homeboy, local boy right here, the bit where Kenny fucking just nailed the referee, I was like, I like that. He couldn't get Pac off him. He was worried Orange was going to pass out or tap out. He had to do something. That's like the one bit of psychology in the match that fucking meant anything. And I guarantee you Meltzer's going to give this over 5 stars or some shit like that because it was just all these specky moves. I thought the spot with the belts was kind of lame. I got what they were trying to do. And I wrote, if Cassidy wins the title, I swear to God, man. And I didn't say what I was going to do, but I thought, and Luke, I disagree with what you said about liking the finish. I was like, what the fuck was with that finish? I mean, I don't know, man. That whole match with all those crazy moves, and it ends in a reversal of a pin into a roll up. Like, for me, I was like, that's just got Japan written all over it. You do all these fucking crazy things, and it ends in a roll up or whatever. For me, yeah, like. It fucks me off hearing the crowd go, this is awesome, and I'm like, man, they're doing very impressive things, okay, but as far as psychology is concerned, as far as like being emotionally invested is concerned, maybe for those fans there at Daly's Place, maybe for them they get emotionally invested in just cool moves and specky fucking Cirque du Soleil, crazy fucking off the top rope shit, all these hectic maneuvers that should kill a man, and they're kicking out, but then a roll up pin is what ends the match. Sorry. If this gets over 3 stars, it will, but Meltzer again will be full of fucking shit.
No, well, okay. And even though I could go randomized, I'm going to go straight to Juicy Boy because I know he's the final one for this matchup.
Yeah, look, a lot of impressive moves were done. There were a lot of feats of athleticism that were on display. I might have agreed with the sentiment that Orange Cassidy was acting nice and seriously until the end of the match when it's supposed to be at its most dramatic, and now he starts putting the hands in the pockets and doing the lazy kicks and shit. And even the commentators, by the way, the commentators were on absolute fire the entire evening. That includes Don, Big Show, everyone there. But even they were saying, like, why the fuck are you worrying about putting your hands in your pocket and shit like this, when it's a title match. Like, that really took me out of it. I thought the idea of finishing with that crucifix reversal from the pin at the end after all that shit was dumb. I thought that there was a lot of impressive stuff in there, but again, it was also a lot of devaluing all of their moves. Everyone did their finisher 2 or 3 times, got kicked out of. There were some really nice false finishes, especially with Orange Cassidy almost winning the match. I liked the fact that Kenny's desperation was built through psychology. Like, eventually it gets to the point where Don's like, shit, on commentary and runs down there and pulls the ref out of the ring. And then, after that, he has to resort to actually hitting the ref himself. The belt spot was fucking stupid. Again, if you're in a serious title match like this, you shouldn't have time to be sitting there showboating and going, oh, hey, Don, let's show off how many belts I've got by alternating each belt each time I do a belt shot. Just try and fucking pin the guy and retain your title cunt.
Just keep hitting him with the same
the
one.
champion makes the most money.
Belt?
Yeah. The champion makes the most money. Therefore, you want to retain your championship, continue to make the most money, and be the most famous. That's it. Don't worry about all this other crap. Like, the way that Omega presents himself and allows the company to present him is as this sort of smarmy, like almost like a mid-card heel, If he was doing this act with the TNT title, that'd be one thing, but with the world title, nah. I don't buy what he's selling. And, yeah, impressive athletics, but not much else, psychologically speaking. That's it.
No, fair enough.
Can I quickly ask before we move on to the last match? I just want to get like everyone's kind of rounds. Who would you guys want to be seeing right now as the champion for AEW? Like what? Like I just want to get like. It doesn't have to be an explanation, but who would you like to be seeing as the champion right now? I can start with California because you're the first in line for me.
Um, okay. I want to see Kenny Omega as the champion of AEW, but I want to see it presented better and not lazily. I think he could be great as the champion if I think he needs to work on his promo skills a bit better. And I just think that they need to figure out what the fuck they're doing with this storyline with all the belts and him invading Impact and all that shit. I just think that the content that is being created for him isn't allowing him to be the champion that he probably could be. That's what I think. I think he could be the guy, but everything that he's been given is horse shit. So
Yeah. Jack, go.
I don't know why. Carl has a point. Like it could, it should be Kenny Omega. Like he's probably untouchable in the title picture right now in AEW. Like there's not many people that probably could or should be beating him right in this very moment. But maybe like I don't want to really say Christian because he's kind of past his time, and I feel like he should be more putting people over. But I feel like it would be good to see him in the title picture. God, I don't know.
there's not a lot of people, is there? I
This-
mean,
no, it's
Moxley's already
hard.
had his
Eh?
run. Jericho's already
kind of
had
like,
his run. I mean, you want MJF to have it at some point, but that's got to be a little while down the line, right?
Yeah,
He's not ready. He's not ready yet. He's not ready
No.
yet.
because that's the thing. Like, I feel like at this current point in time, Kenny is the best pick, but like they need to fucking stop being so lazy with it. They need to, because like I feel like this whole belt collector thing. What my personal opinion is, they're hoping for a New Japan like promotion thing. That's what they're hoping for. They're hoping that like New Japan open their doors and it's like maybe they'll get either well it was gonna hopefully be Osprey, but even fucking Ibushi or something like that. And Ibushi as the NG like the New Japan champ against Kenny Omega. Like that's how I feel this is. It's all just cannon fodder for all of his matches until that one thing. But they like
See, I had an argument with someone about this, saying, "Oh, Osprey's injured. Let's open that forbidden door. Let's get Kenny to collect another belt." And I'm like, you do understand that if he does that, he now has all these commitments with New Japan. And it's not just about AEW, that this is a whole other company in a different part of the world that he now has to worry about. That's why that doesn't work. And they just didn't
Yeah.
understand that point of view. And I'm like, no, he can't just show up like every now and then like he does in Impact. You
Yeah.
have to be there every fucking time.
But I think that's just what AEW is trying to do. Like they like that's just like I think that's what they're hoping for. They're just hoping for that end goal. They're not thinking of they think of the long term rather than like, oh okay, let's have a look at like what we're doing now. Whereas like there's so many people right now that Kenny could be having awesome matches with, not having to do this like fucking bullshit. I'm putting up with two mid carders. Like fucking Christian Cage would have been a great fit for the Casino Battle Royale to verse Kenny for that. Fucking even like I don't want to see it, but even like Matt Hardy, for fuck's sake, just someone to kind of just like put a real challenge against Kenny Omega. Because right now, yeah, I'm getting bored of Omega matches, and that's someone that has a fucking Kenny Omega pop vinyl. I'm a
So-
fucking Omega simp.
Yeah, I'd be keen to see Hangman to see if they can continue. That.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Not
my way to
yet.
go.
Wait a little bit for him though. Wait a little
not-
bit
not
for
right
him.
now,
Yeah.
not right now.
But like there's no one else there right now, so you know who's winning the fucking match. At least we thought maybe Edge might beat Reigns and win the belt. We didn't think Daniel Bryan would win it again, but at least we thought he might win it. But in this case, we knew who was gonna fucking walk out with the belt.
It's a waste of time.
Put it out there that there's a possibility that someone might win the belt, not have a foregone conclusion. As I said, with Jungle Boy winning the thing, with fucking Scorpio winning the fucking ladder match. We don't need foregone conclusions anymore. WWE do it to death. We know who's winning most of the time. AEW needs to learn from that mistake.
Exactly. Hi Blade, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, Blade. Now we move
Oh,
on.
Blade.
We move on
Blade's
to
in
the
chat.
main event of the evening. Stadium Stampede. Starting off with me. Good.
Oh god.
Good.
Oh wow! Finally, for once, you weren't disappointed that you're starting.
No,
off.
because
Yeah.
I probably have the least to say about this.
I doubt it.
You sound depressed, bro.
Yeah, I hate this. Stadium Stampede, like I said last year, should never be in existence. I don't ever want to see it again. I don't want to ever be disappointed by it again. But I will point out one spot, and one spot alone that really pissed me off. And it comes from one of the guys that I was actually really quite keen on, and that was Sean Spears. There's not a lot of people that like Sean Spears. Not a lot that like Sean Spears, but I do. And to see him
He's shit.
sitting in a
Pussy.
room with chairs, banging
Never
a
happen.
folding chair on the floor with a spotlight on. Piss off.
Never gonna happen.
Piss
Never
off.
What's
gonna
a
That would
happen.
never
musical?
happen.
Fuck off, cunt.
That would never happen. That's not how the lighting is usually set up. You can go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk
That's
about it.
Not
I
how,
don't wanna talk
yeah,
about
that's
it.
actually not.
You flick the switch and it's a spotlight on the middle of the fucking room. No,
Yeah, fuck
that doesn't
And
exist.
That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to say, fuck you, Sean Spears. You've lost a fan
That's
in
it.
me. You've lost a fan in me.
It wasn't his fault.
No, it was his
Well, I
fault.
don't give a fuck because I'm fucking Cassie Lee, motherfucker.
Is that literally all you're saying? You're
That's-
not actually commenting on the rest of the match.
I hated the match overall. Oh, you know what? If you want me to comment, if you want me to comment on one more thing, FTR and
don't.
Santana Ortiz having a shot of vodka before they fight, you can go fuck yourself too.
Thank
Fuck
you.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that.
It's
I
stupid.
forgot to remove myself from this, so I may pop up again. But Jack Savage is there.
Oh.
Jack Savage.
Um,
Matt
Yeah.
Damon.
Yeah, FTR are really fucking annoying. Okay, so Inner Circle's entrance was sick, but it was just so fucking ridiculous. It's only cool when Shawn Michaels does it, and it's only cool when it's in the 90s, and it's only cool if the WWF do it, and only if it's the WWF, not the WWE. Pretty unfair on the fans in
exactly.
attendance for this to be the main event, as I write this. And thank the fucking Lord, for the most part, it was not a cinematic. The only thing I don't like about Stadium Stampede so far is just so much fucking space. It looks like a high school fight at the start. I popped for the megaphone spot with Jericho. It was just such classic Jericho. It just kind of threw me back to something he would have done 20 years ago.
Good.
It was so good.
The office chair spot through the table was a lot of fun. See, I'm on the opposite end of MonetMaaate. This is way better than I expected it to be. I popped for JR saying the big horses have been turned loose, Tony. I fucking popped big time for that.
Yeah.
And again, going off what I just said, Sean Spears would never just be sitting in a fucking room full of chairs waiting for Sammy Guevara.
That's not reality. That's
Get
not
the
how reality
fuck
works.
out of my face with that shit. Get out of here. Okay, and here's the biggest fucking pop I had of the entire night. Conan.
Yeah.
That was fucking.
Okay, dog.
That was sick.
So
That was
pure.
sick. That was sick. Fuck having bottles get ditched at you like that in the bar. AEW seem to love their window spots. And why the fuck would a motorcycle gang be there?
Oh,
Like,
it's the Inner Circle motorcycle gang, dude. They've got their own.
Don't wanna hear it.
motorcycle gang.
Why are they
Didn't you
sitting there
know?
on their bikes
Didn't you know?
waiting? What if Sean Spears never walked into that area of the building and they're just sitting there on their bikes and they're just like, oh well, I guess no one showed up. Let's go.
the one thing that just the only thing that shits me about these sorts of matches was, well, everything is so perfectly timed. It just wouldn't happen. Never happened like that in the real world.
Yep.
Never. Just fucking be realistic about this shit, man. Like the boiler room brawl. There was no shenanigans. There was no bullshit. There was no magic shit. It's just a fight. It just happened to be in a boiler room.
Yeah.
I loved the fact that they actually fought back to Daly's place for the fans at the end. I think that actually the ending of this match was pretty perfect. The chair shot to the head was ruthless. And the match just exceeded my expectations, other than Sean Spears being a fucking piece of shit. And whoever else was involved in that segment, go fuck yourselves. Whoever was the agent for that segment, go fuck yourself. But yeah, no, it was a good match, a great ending, and that's all I got to say.
Very nice, bro.
All he's got to say, everybody.
I may pop
Why is
up
it always
again.
starting off with my name?
Juicy boy.
Juicy boy.
Yeah, look, so I'm in the same camp as Jack on this one. I thought that this reminded me of like I'm watching a hardcore match that goes backstage on WWF. That's what I like, these backstage brawls in the arenas. So I really enjoyed this. I thought that the stuff with Santana and Ortiz and FTR and Tully at the bar was just a bit shit. The stuff with smashing the bottles on each other was cool, but I thought that they went out of their way too much to kind of make it seem like, oh, this is like an old West bar brawl, and it just seemed like a load of wank. Once again, them thinking that they're cooler than they actually are, trying to pull it off. It just looked staged in a way that was contrived and not cool. But other than that, I thought I really thought Jake Hager and Wardlow in particular, like, really had a hell of a hoss fight backstage. And there was, MJF and Jericho had a great backstage brawl. I loved the megaphone thing. And, they did the whole segment with the football coach and stuff. They did some interesting stuff. But overall, I just thought, for me, this was a fun match, but it was stupid, though. I'm not going to sit there and say that it made a lot of sense psychologically, but what I did like about it is it actually seemed like they're angry at each other and they're trying to beat each other up. With the exception of the Sean Spears spotlight bullshit and some of that shit at the bar, um, yeah, I actually kind of dug it, although I wouldn't have made it the main event and I would have significantly shortened some portions of it, especially I would have probably cut some of the shit in the bar, and I would have also cut Wardlow and Hager down just a bit because it got to the point where it's starting to drag on a bit much. But overall, I kind of enjoyed it just as a fun little brawl.
Mm.
Very nice. I wonder if I'm going to pop up again. Don't do it. Fuck you.
Oh, fuck you, Luke.
I accidentally clicked
Take
too
yourself
quickly.
out, you dog cunt.
No, I know. I clicked in too quickly after I
hate you.
Ooh.
Oh, me. All right. Okay. Cool. So first comment is ha 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 dick wings. I don't know if anybody else saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I popped for that.
Like during MJF's
Dick
little
wing.
promo at the start, I was like, dick wings, that's great. Inner Circle's entrance scared the fuck out of me because like the rest of the team were like just like descending, but I think Jericho did a thing where he like jumped out.
Yeah.
Like,
It looked like
swung out.
it looked like that. Maybe the ropes might have got caught at something. Like
Yeah, and that scared the living fuck out of me. It really did. I was like, oh shit, we're gonna see like Jericho die. Anyway, Sammy is fucking sick. Sammy at the moment is my favorite in AEW. I have to say, I really like what he does. I really like what I like him at the moment. I really didn't like the fact that we couldn't hear a lot of the kind of talking between like MJF and Jericho in their little promo segments between each other, because like what they were trying to do was getting the audience reactions at the same time. So you were getting like the ring microphone as well as the TV microphone. So it was kind of drowned out by each other. Put down here, ha ha ha, Jericho was so slow because I think there was a scene where MJF was like running away and Jericho was running after him and Jericho was just really fucking slow behind him.
Cut to the next scene and they're like right neck and neck.
Yeah.
Jericho looks like that fat kid in school that like you steal his hat and he's trying to chase after you and get his hat back and he can't catch up. That's what he looks like now.
I cannot run. I'm full of chocolate.
Come here. Get off my hat.
The megaphone spot popped me as well. Why the fuck is there a meat fridge in the Jag Stadium?
Why they're half
Exactly. Great point. I never thought of that.
yeah.
Like, why do they have that? Why do they have a whole fucking cow that needs to be cut down from scratch?
in a fucking football stadium? Whatever. The chairman thing was stupid.
Ridiculous.
I like that. I'm a pop in California here.
That's such a good point. Like, why didn't I think of that? Like, why was there two fucking full animals hanging from the ceiling in a fucking stadium?
Peter just absolutely hated this fucking pay-per-view. I like that Conan is now like a sixth member of the Inner Circle. He just randomly pops up at random points. Really cool. Yeah, I was gonna say that before, Cody, because you said that like Conan was using his music from his like WCW for the I thought that's what it was when he was doing the DJ stuff. I thought it was his theme that he was using. I put that as a question mark just in case. I didn't actually research it because this is the match that I watched like 5 minutes before we went live. throwing beer bottles, I thought that was kind of weird, but also like it would make sense. The whole entire bar scene, once again, everyone's kind of said it went on for far too long. And then I put here, oh wait, so the match is live because they started coming to the actual crowd. Um, ha 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 ha. Sammy getting his revenge popped me. The fucking golf cart and hitting Sean Spears with that. I found that kind of funny. Just like a callback. There's a couple of sloppy spots when we actually got into the ring. I didn't like the fact that it ended with just Sean Spears and Sammy Guevara in the ring. Like,
Yeah,
I
that was
think they
kind of weird.
yeah, I think there could have been a lot more there. Or like what I wish they would have done was I wish it would have been like started off as a stadium stampede, but like cut half of the cinematic bullshit like down to half and then bring the rest of it to spots throughout the arena. I think that would have been cool. Because yeah, once again, if this is a fucking main event, you're cutting the paying audience so much by having about like I think it literally came to about 2 minutes of in-ring performance or live performance
Yeah.
that the audience could see. Um, and like this was like the big match of the show. The 6:30 was sick. Like once again, that like Sammy's fucking sick. But yeah, I just felt like the finish was super lackluster. Like I'm glad that Sammy got the winning pin. I feel like he deserves it. But I
He
feel
was
like
MVP for this match.
100%. I agree 100%. But I feel like the fact that it ended with just those two in the ring, there should have been more. Like it felt weird that like the ending scene was the rest of the inner circle walking to the ring from where they were. It should have been all of them like at least on the floor of the ring or around the ring or something like that together. I think that would have made that for me. Yeah, like I think I preferred the first Stadium Stampede because it made sense. Like it was a cinematic match because there was no audience. Whereas this match, I feel like it probably could have been something where even just a normal like 5-on-5 tag match would have worked. To be quite honest, but it shouldn't have been a main event. It shouldn't have been a main event.
No. And yeah, that's pretty well spot on. And to round us out for the review and discussion, California. Floor
Yep.
is yours.
No, we've gone quite long, so I'll try not to be too over the top here. But I wrote, I can't believe I have to watch another fucking match. After seeing the Omega match, which went fucking so long, I was like, God, I've got to go through this as well. Hopefully, it's not too bad. One thing we all haven't had the chance to mention was the fact that Mark Henry
Of course.
came out.
yeah.
He was introduced as being one of the guys that's going to be an analyst for Rampage. So I popped and I was like, see, again, WWE couldn't think of a nice way to send off Christian Big Show. And there's another guy that didn't get sended off properly who just disappeared. No fucking send off. Good for you, Mark.
Good
Good
for
for
Yeah.
you.
Hardy.
And then they
Matt as well.
want
Good
to
call. Yep.
cut your money by like in
That's it, So like, good for you, Mark. Happy about that. But man, give him a theme song when he comes out. Don't just have him walk out with nothing. Like when you announced, when Big Show first came out, he had a theme song. So okay, it begins. The repelling. I was like, fuck that shit. I wouldn't do that. I'd shit myself. I want to bring up the ring that's in the middle of the fucking oval of the stadium. They
Yeah.
used it for about 90 seconds, so I feel bad for that crew that had to drag that ring out there and set it up for like 90 seconds of work. And I also wrote, how many cunts are going to use a jumping cutter? Fucking hell. One guy does a jumping cutter, okay? And let's make sure it's not Cody. Too many people do a jumping cutter out of fucking some shit. It's enough.
Yeah.
And I like that they swear in AEW. They're using the word shit. Very good. I like it. Stadium Stampede is hokey. The same people that rip Vince Russo for doing halftime heat with Mankind and Rock in an empty arena, I'm sure we'll put this over. Okay, let's talk about the chair thing, right? You want to make this hokey. You want to go all out with the hokiness. This is what I would have done. You have Sean Spears in that room with all the chairs. He's sitting in a chair. Guevara comes in. I would have had La Parka come out from the side, like he's in charge of the room, like he's an official. He's in charge of the chair room, and like, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of here! You know, I would have had La Parka lose his shit and be somebody that pops up. If you're gonna do Conan, let's have a few more cameos. Let's go all out in the hokey shit. And again, the cold fridge. You know what I would have done? Whilst they're brawling in that cold fridge, I would have had them both look and the camera shoot, and there's Glacier in the
Oh,
corner of the
man.
I
room.
was just about
Just
to
like
say.
Glacier's like like just eating ice in the corner. And then like them both freak out and just like fucking continue their brawl out of there. I would have put a Glacier fucking cameo in there as well.
Fucking love bit of Ray Lloyd.
Yeah, man. So like those are two other guys I reckon that would have got a nice pop if they thought about it a little bit more. Maybe they could have got there, but and the amount of cunts that do a jumping knee, shit me dead. I was like, this
Yeah,
is
it's too
hard to
much
get
with the
into,
knees.
man. It was hard to get into. It was going too long. And I thought to myself, why is there a bar/club in operation in an empty stadium? Like everyone's there,
Yeah.
Daly's place,
Why are
which
they
is
beating
connected
up the
to it.
civilians?
But there's a club, and there's not that many people in there. It's quite scattered, the amount of people in there.
I've got a rebuttal.
Yes.
It could potentially be the AEW Double or Nothing 2021 after party across the road from Daly's place, and it's already started because it's in the main event.
And only some people have rocked up. Maybe that's an
Exactly.
astute point there, Jack
No.
Savage.
Thank you.
Astute
Good
Thank you.
astute point, Jack.
But again, I was like, why is this club in play right now? There's this music
It was
going on.
silly.
And I was like, my God, what is going on? This is fucking stupid. Conan as the DJ was great. Nice pop from me. But yeah, more cameos. If you wanted this to be like this, more cameos. Let's see how Meltzer rates this one. It's entertaining, but fuck, it's also really painful. My interest perked once they started heading into Daly's place. When they were on the balcony and Aubrey Edwards is waving her arms, like, come on, man! Like, Christ Almighty, take it easy. With the waving of the arms, it's not going to do anything. Okay, if you want to do something about it, grab him. Okay, you're worried about him being thrown off the balcony, grab him. Don't just wave your arms. He's not paying attention. I like the whole bit with Sammy knocking Sean with the golf cart. I think he should have climbed to the top of that golf cart and hit a plant shot off it onto Sean, but that's okay. That's just
You do it
me
then,
thinking
Carl.
on the spot there. Well, he can do it. I can't do it. So, you know, it's not like I'm saying, hey, let's get Yokozuna to do a plant shot for golf cart. It's essentially it would be essentially the same result if I did it, okay? Just skull into the concrete. So yeah, I did think it was odd that it was just those two, Sammy and Sean, in the ring for the finish of the match. I was hoping that everyone else would slowly but surely start brawling to get there. You never knew what happened to the other guys. You didn't know what happened to MJF or FTR. You didn't know what happened to them. All of a sudden, all the Inner Circle guys just come out. We don't know what the result was of the other guys, if they're dead or whatnot. They're nowhere in sight. They're nowhere to be found to help Sean out of there and make sure he's okay. And, you know, okay, you get your nice little end to the show. Everyone's singing Jericho's theme as we go off the air. We cut the music so the crowd can keep singing along for a little bit longer. It's a triumphant end to the show, isn't it? But again, it was just way too hokey for me.
Yeah. You know what? After you said all that, I would have loved to have seen right at the end. They've done the final pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Rings the bell, they're all celebrating, and then another referee that was backstage comes out and says, "Oh no, sorry, Dax Harwood actually pinned Chris Jericho like 5 minutes ago." Inner Circle
that would have made things a lot worse.
Just the fireworks going off, and all of a sudden, like, oh no, sorry, Inner Circle.
Hey guys, I'm sorry. Hey, the cameraman fell over,
sorry.
and
Sorry, the Inner Circle is dead. It's no more, guys. Okay. Have a good one.
Has my name this whole entire fucking time been local_boy?
Probably.
It's supposed to be local boy underscore, isn't
Underscore,
it?
yeah.
You
it's-
fucking
if you look in the
suck,
title,
dude.
local underscore.
He's had no
boy.
follows since this started. Thanks a lot, Luke.
I hate you, dog.
The actual local underscore boy, he must be like, wow.
Well, all this
Yeah.
shine.
Yeah,
No, it's okay, though.
Wow.
I would
What's with
also
all
like
these
to remind
wrestling
everyone to
nerds?
also follow me on Twitch.
Okay, we're not gonna have the time
By
to
the
do
way,
that, guys.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, guys.
I need
Do
I need 3 more follows
Ah.
to get affiliate, but yeah.
should we? Thanks for everyone to tune in, by the way. Should we?
Thank you to everyone.
Yes, thank you
everyone.
guys.
Should we?
Been a good
Hannah,
night.
Blade,
Thank you to
Cody
local-
Hagen
thank-
Gaming,
Thank you to local boy
Bestia.
for jumping.
I was a
on
bit
scene.
disappointed that AEW fan from earlier, what was the name? Gamma?
Yeah.
They disappeared.
Gamma.
I hope that they didn't disappear because we started giving constructive criticism. I hope they
Yeah.
left because they had something to do. I really hope that we finally had an AEW fan checking out one of these streams and they weren't offended about the fact that we could criticize something.
And yes, Call for All is coming soon. I've just keeps getting shit putting on my plate and stuff like that. And you can shut up, Jack. It is
Yeah, I'll
coming
shit on your
soon.
plate.
A lot of shit just keeps coming up, but it is getting done and it is on its way. And it will be before 2K22 comes out. There has to be before then. So
Oh, will it now?
yeah. All right.
We get an Alex Stone call finally.
Actually, yes, I'm pleased to reveal that Alex will actually be making an appearance in the Call for All tournament.
Oh, baby.
All right, guys. And with that being said, to be honest with
All
you,
right, guys.
I feel like
Who are we
should
gonna
just-
raid? We're gonna
should-
raid
should-
someone?
Should we raid or should we just sign off?
Well, we
I
got
need to go to
12
bed,
people here.
so
That'd be nice.
Who should we raid?
Hang on. Well, the warship's on, or Achieve the Zen. Who's that?
He's
the
that
guy-
referee.
Someone just
the
sent
referee
me,
guy.
Someone sent me a username.
Hannah
and I'll
Illiu.
Do achieve the Zen.
Yeah,
Send,
do
it,
do
send
Zen.
it through in the chat and I'll raid
Achieve
from
the
there.
Zen. Well, we appreciate it, guys, for
Yeah,
you all being
guys,
here.
really.
Also, I forgot to mention, thank you, Rabbit. Also, you were also active watching. Thank you for the bits as well. Appreciate you being here again.
Yes.
Yes, thank you all. And don't forget to follow me on Twitch at Juicy Boy. I need some
Alright.
Don't
followers,
forget to follow
guys.
me at Karlifornia Inferior. I need 3 more to become affiliate.
I've muted them both, guys. Thank you so much for tuning
Don't
in,
forget to
guys.
cradle my nuts.
Okay. It's still going on. I'm saying.
So please follow me so I can beat Juicy Boy. Thank
All right,
you.
bye,
That's a cool,
guys.
guys. See
Yeah,
you later,
I
guys.
We'll see you
definitely
down the
need
road.
some
We'll see you
followers.
down the
I've
road.
only got 28.
Bye bye, guys.
Yep, we'll see you down the
We
road.
will
Okay,
see-
guys.
we will
28
see you
followers.
down the road.
Need some
Thank you,
more.
guys.
Thanks,
Wait,
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
Thank you, guys.
wait,
Thank
you,
And
guys.
take care, guys. And make
It's time
sure
to hit the
follow me.
Dusty Trail. We'll see you next time.
Remember
Thank you,
the theme
guys.
song playing.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Yep.
Bye
Don't
bye.
forget to cradle my nuts.
3 hours and 20
Cradle my
minutes.
nuts,
Bye
baby.
bye.
Cradle my nuts. Too sweet, baby.
Take care.
Yeah. My nuts need to be
See
cradled,
you
baby.
down the road.
Cradle them now.
Dig
I
it.
need
See you
my
down the
ball
road.
butter to be
Wanna get
dozen,
laid?
See you
baby.
down the
The
road.
theme song.
We'd eat Cheerios out of Liv Morgan's asshole. Let's
please-
go. See you later, guys.
Can you please
Alex,
raid
we're
now?
still live,
Lick my
Alex. Still live.
ball
Oh,
butter.
Still live. Fantastic.
Here
All right,
we
guys.
go. Let's see him pop.
I'm going straight to bed. I'm fucking
All right,
done.
guys.
Good night, everyone.